What is up, my beautiful gemstones? Welcome back to Friday night's live intuitive oracle with myself and Ghostdragonzw. Sorry I missed last week. We had some fun at the school carnival and it was just a really nice time. I did miss you guys though, and thank you to all of you who came out last Sunday to support me and Wayne and Michelle on their show, Michigan UFO Paranormal Podcast. Sorry, I'm just kind of trying to adjust everything here because I feel like for some reason, and it's only with this stream, my lights are so bright. And I think that's because this is the only time I use my computer's camera. I have two professional cameras. I can't find them. Like still in box, can't find them. Good to see you all. Good to see you. We've got Latro, psychic fair canceled due to unforeseen circumstances. I don't know if I trust that one. A fortune teller told me that in 12 years' time I'd suffer a terrible heartbreak. So to cheer myself up, I bought a puppy. I was trying to figure that one out. Is that because that one dogs usually pass after 12 years? That's the only thing I could think of. Multifaceted Jules, mwah. Welcome, doll baby. Blue Crossroads, hey, love bug, getting settled in for a nice evening of Oracle. I know that's right. The Bat Mom's driving while listening. Hit the like button, Hoolig. No driving and texting. No driving and texting. Hey, yo, Aunt Edna, hello. Chillin' Charlie. Heather B. So, Aunt Edna, I mentioned this 2 weeks ago, but I don't think you were in stream with us. I see you, girl. I see you on TikTok. I appreciate you so much. I see you in everything I'm doing over there. And all of you that joined over there just to support me. But I really noticed it, and I said it to Ghostdragonzw, and he's like, yeah, she had mentioned that, and it just means the world to me that you do that, because TikTok is a scary, brain rotting place. So I don't blame anyone for not doing it, but to just go over and do it and show your support, I mean, that's tremendous, and I appreciate that so much. Especially with everything we've all got going on, you know, and all of you who are commenting on the shorts and just everything you guys do all the time. I appreciate it. Melissa Nicole, what's up, girl? A boomer on TikTok. Listen, I'm a Zennial and I feel uncomfortable over there. So not to mention, it's like mentioned all the time that I'm old. People are like, somebody come get their mom. And it's like, oh, that's so cute. Anyway, I'm going to bring in Ghostdragonzw. But first, if you didn't see the YouTube short, the TikTok, the IG, I made a video. I did splurge on a new deck. I haven't bought one or gotten one since my birthday, which was, March 1st. And this one I wanted, at first it was on back order or like pre-order. It wasn't available yet. And that was for like an entire year. Then it was like $30 something. And I'm like, I just don't have that much money to put out. I don't make that much. Like I used to make so much off donations that I would just throw it back into the channel. I can get a $30 deck, no big deal. It went on sale for like $14 for like one day. And I just happened to see it. So it's Creatrix Awakened. I did one reading so far with it today, a personal, and I love it. It's very spiritual, and I connected very well to it. So let's bring in the Ghost Dragons, and then we're just going to jump in and get started. Already. He's on mute.
Ready? Yep, I'm on mute already. I said hello, everybody. Ready whenever you guys are.
Just so you guys know how we're doing this, it's back to free reading, suggested donation. You know, if you can, I trust that you will donate. And if you can't, that's fine. I was struggling in my spirit for a long time with charging. Not so much with the charging aspect of it, but with the feeling about like turning people away. And I just couldn't continue to do it. So I'm going to go on good faith that if y'all can donate, you will. If you can't, you can't. And I'm back to doing it for whatever you want to donate. And if you can't donate anything, don't feel bad. I never call people out or anything like that. So the one thing we are doing, though, is members will go first. Basically in like the first hour, because after that, it's like whoever's coming in, if there's a lot of people, but we want to do something for the members. Now, over the summer, I'm going to be working on some new material, specifically having to do with my abilities for members and patrons. Okay. And it's going to be tier based. So not money tier, though. It's going to be tier based. I'm going to set it up to where if you've been a member, like 1 month, you get this. 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and then more than 12 months, something like that. because I think you guys, you deserve it, because I don't do a lot, if anything, for members right now. And I'm trying to work some things in and do better in that respect, for my channel and my brand, and just, trying to ascend in this crazy social media world that I really still don't understand very well. So yeah, one more announcement I want to make, just about donations. I'm not going to keep bringing it up. I wanted to say that I was able, through the grace of God and some really good luck, because of my books, it's probably something I'll be paying back for a long time, but I was able to get an advance that was enough to rent an oceanfront condo for 3 nights, for RJ, Ray, and my mother's birthday, because they're all in the same week. There's the 13th, the 14th, and the 18th. So it's going to be from the 14th to the 17th of July. So anything that's donated through PayPal or Cash App, 90% of that is going into a vacation fund, because we couldn't do vacation and a whole, RJ's birthday parties have costed me like $2,000, $2,500 with the gift, the venue, the goodie bags, the pizzas, the cake, and just, so I told him, I'm like, what do you want to do, dude? I'm like, we might be able to do both. I'm like, but I don't think so. So if you had to pick one, and he totally was on board for going to Wildwood Crest. So I'm really excited about that. Just need to get some money up. And like I said, I'll be paying off that advance for a long time, but it's totally worth it. He's turning 7, and he will only turn 7 once. All right. With all of that rambling being said, I hope you're watching, at the very least, the YouTube shorts. If you're on IG or TikTok, there's more content as far as short form content goes, because some of the stuff I can't repost to YouTube because they copyright strike me. So if I can't, then I just don't. And then you guys don't get to see the content. All right. Who is first?
Jules, if she's
Julie
still here.
girl.
Huh?
I said Julie girl.
Yeah. I didn't know sometimes she comes in, says hi, and then disappears for a while. So
what's up, Skyly girl? Latro, nice. Yeah, when my stepfather was alive, from the time I was a little bit older than RJ, like 8 or 9, we went to Wildwood Crest every single year, and we'd stay for 10 days, and we'd go at the end of August, right before school started again, the first week of September. And there's such amazing memories. It has the longest boardwalk, I think, in the country, but definitely in New Jersey, with 3.5 miles of uninterrupted, unbroken boardwalk. There's 4 or 5 different piers, and it's just so much fun. And I got a really good deal, and I got really lucky on the condo that I got. So, and I've never been able to stay in like a condo on the beach before. It's always been a hotel, which is great, but it's just so much nicer and like so much more private. We're excited. We really are. My mom and Damien, I invited them. They're not sure if they're going to be able to come yet, so they're going to let me know by July 1st. And I invited my oldest son, who doesn't think he's going to be able to come because he has no more paid time off. But I'm trying to kind of gas them up and get them to all come and join me so we can have this really amazing family vacation. But otherwise, it'll just be me, Ray, and RJ, which is fine too. Skyly girl, I'm doing good tonight. I'm a little bit tired, but I got my Dunkin' Donut vanilla pistachio iced. Is it iced coffee? No, frozen coffee over here, without whipped cream, because when you say whipped cream, the crappy Dunkin' Donuts by my house, if they don't feel like doing it, they're just like, yeah, it's with cream. And I had to DoorDash it. So, all right, let's jump in. Julie girl, are you still here?
if not, just go ahead and do Blue, because he was next anyways. I'm sure
Okay.
she'll pop in.
Yeah, she always comes back in. All right, Blue, I'm going to use Angels and Ancestors. Girl, you playing football? You crazy. You playing like tackle football, or are we talking like flag or touch? I mean, that's awesome. I never could do that. 2-hand touch. Okay, that makes sense. I'm like, whoa. So the fair that comes to my area every year, it comes to the church right at the corner where I live. You know, it's a 15-minute sidewalkless walk from my house to this place. And so it'll be here next Thursday. The only nights for it's Thursday through Sunday. So just real quick, Thursday night, it's the first night, right? So I don't like going on the first night because it'll be pack mobbed, even though I'm sure RJ is going to talk me into going. Friday night, I'm here, so I can't go. Saturday night, I'm going to the Paranormal Circus, which is over by the mall here. And then Sunday, obviously, is Father's Day. So I'm hoping I don't have to cancel next week too. I'm going to really try my best, guys. Powder puff football. Oh my God, that's so cute. Girls weren't allowed to play football, and we changed that. Nice. There was this girl in my high school. Her name was Lisa Welch. Shout out Lisa Welch if you remember me, if you come across this. She was the first girl to, I mean, this was in 1990. Let's see, I was still in school. Sophomore, graduated in 2001, 2000. So this is like 1999. And she played football with the boys. And I remember she got so much like media attention, and it was like this huge deal, but she got a lot of grief. It wasn't like it is today. Like, she got a lot of grief for that, from males and females who just like didn't understand, which is like, now looking back as an adult, it's like, dude, if she like, it's fine. But like, people were so cruel to her. Sucked. Okay. So blue, we have Fire Guardian, Ignite Your Passions, okay? And this card, for some reason, always connects me to the energy of Sagittarius. I don't know why, but this is like my Sagittarius connection card. So keep that in mind, because I know Sagittarius isn't prominent in your chart as far as your main placements. So you could be dealing with a Sagittarius or excuse me, big Sagittarius energy. Skyly girl. Let's see if these are in such crooked order, these ones. That's the one thing about the new deck I got, guys. So this deck, there are numbers on the cards, right? So for example, this card is number 13. Yeah, there's no numbers in the book. And they're like not in order. I don't know. It's very hard. So when I use that, just be patient with me. Smoochy girl, what's up, girl? All right, blue. Your sister's Sagittarius. Okay, so that makes perfect sense, because this card, for some reason, it always connects me to Sagittarius energy. Connect with your desires. The sparks could lead to something beautiful. The Fire Guardian represents the angels of fire. Fire is an energy that many people are afraid of, but they shouldn't be. Burning desires can lead to great expansion. Allow the Fire Guardian to help you awaken a wilder side of yourself and burn away any fear or shame that stands between you and your desires. When this card appears, you're reminded that passion is powerful and absolutely is encouraged by spirit. You're being guided by your angels to connect with the powerful energy of desire at this time. If you have recently set an intention to explore your sexual side or become more sexually open, the fire of desire can burn away any old setbacks that are preventing you from expressing that part of your nature. If you're in a relationship, this card can indicate a great spiritual and sexual connection. So this doesn't necessarily have to be about you having sex. Yes, and I know. I always remember when you guys tell me your favorite decks. I try to keep that in my mind. This doesn't necessarily have to be like the physical act of having sex. This is sexuality, it's sensuality, it's exploring the romantic and intimate side of yourself, right? Whether that be through dating or, you know, showering a significant other or a someone that you maybe want to start seeing in that way with more affection, letting them know, like, do you know what I mean? This is you coming out of your shell in that way. And realizing, like, I know you always joke, like you'll put a picture up and say something like, oh, I'm an old man and this and that. But like coming from a place of confidence of like, I know what I provide. I know what I bring to the table. I know the person that I am. and just not even like putting it out there. This is like a you thing where like you're feeling good about who you are and the role you play in specific types of relationships. Now, obviously, this doesn't have anything to do with your sister, but the way I would see the Sagittarius energy coming in, if this did have to do with her, and it could have to do with a few different things, would be she might be questioning your choices as far as your romantic or dating life, or you could be opening up more to her about some of the things that you're doing, and there could be a little conflict there. It's not like a fight. I don't see like any big falling out, but I see her being maybe a lot more skeptical than you are, right? Or her kind of pushing you further than you're ready to go, if that makes sense. So for example, you tell her you're interested in so-and-so, and she knows so-and-so. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to ask her out. So instead of allowing you to ask so-and-so out, your sister decides to go and tell so-and-so you like them. This is her maybe meddling, but like meaning so well in doing it. So I just see you guys kind of like maybe clashing a little bit in something like that, but it's a quick comeback together where you guys are laughing about it. So no big deal. Just be firm that like, you know what you're doing, and if she should decide to be a little overprotective, maybe give her that leeway. Just don't let it actually affect you because you know where you stand. Yeah. Who's next?
Go ahead and do Aunt Edna.
Aunt Edna. Well, Aunt Edna, let's use angels and ancestors for you too. Yeah, Blue, it's a good way, but I do see it causing like a little bit of a rift. But again, like a quick one that's resolved very, like whichever one of you is in the wrong will realize it right away, and you guys are going to be fine. High Priestess, harness mystic power. Yeah, girl. This big Pisces energy right here. She would be in the beginning here. Align with the light and focus on all things positive. The High Priestess is the physical embodiment of the divine feminine, the goddess in human form. She has had many names through time and space, but her essence has remained similar: fierce, powerful, and very disciplined. In many traditions, particularly pre-Christian, the High Priestess was in charge of spiritual and religious orders and was the voice of authority and guidance from the gods. The High Priestess in this deck is the consort and partner of the High Priest. If you look at them together, you'll see they mirror each other's energy. She's joined by a black cat representing the Egyptian goddess Bast, who protects her from lower energies, and she stands strong in her glory and power. You are a mystic with the capacity to connect with energies that go beyond the human senses. Duh. Julie girl, you'll be next. We did call you, but we figured you'd pop back in. Within you, Aunt Edna, is a force of magic that is directed by your will. There's an opportunity for you to rise up at this time, but it requires dedication and discipline. You're being guided to look at what you are working on or at the situation before you and determine where your priorities lie. If you're unable to figure that out, you must use your intuition and discernment to focus on what will bring you closer to your goal and the happiness of everyone involved. When this card arrives, it's also important for you to check in with your intuition, as it will give you guidance that will be important for your growth. I do feel, yeah, you're first because we're doing members first and you were the first member. So Anna, yeah, I do feel like it's not so much about you using your ability, right? This is about you being presented with an offer, an opportunity, or a decision. I don't see it like they're not showing it to me on like a grand scale. It's a small thing. But I feel like the direction you feel you're being led to go, you're being told to go, like choose door A or choose door B. Everyone is like, you got to choose door A. That's the obvious decision, obvious. But deep inside, you just have a feeling that it's door B. And I feel like in the past, depending on who was kind of trying to give you guidance and lead you through door A, because of your respect, reverence, love, etc., for whoever that person was or whomever those people were, you would have kind of just went with it and hoped for the best. Don't do that. There is a very clearly defined answer here, and you know what it is. You are going to have, it's going to start out as like slight, and it's going to move into this strong inclination that something you're about to do is not really the best thing for you. Right? And if you really think about it, you might see that you've been kind of either wearing rose-colored glasses, blinded to it purposefully maybe, or that you've been being accidentally, because I don't think anyone here is being malicious, purposefully led in this direction. It's you know you're not to go this way. I don't think either one of these choices or decisions or opportunities are going to be bad for you or like detrimental in any way. This is a test in you and checking in with and following your instinct and intuition. That's all it is. You go one way or the other, you're going to end up fine. But if you follow your instinct and intuition, it is going to put you eventually in not only a much better place, but everyone around you that's involved in and connected with you and this situation is going to be better off for it. So don't be led, even if it's gently, and even if it's coming from a place of love or worry or, you know, someone just trying to help. It doesn't matter if 10 people you know have been in the exact same situation, had to make the exact same decision, and they all went that way and we're fine. You are meant to go that way. I don't know any more about this. I don't know what it is, but please, in anything you do, especially in the next couple of weeks, do not ignore even the slightest intuitive hit about something. Currently having discussions on where exactly we're going to move. Everyone says beach. I'm feeling differently. Stick with that. It's not that it's going to be a bad thing or ruinous or you're going to live an awful life if you choose the beach. But the beach is probably not where you belong right now at this point in your life. So there's still going to be this longing, and you're not going to be settled or as settled as you would be if you would go in that other direction. Explore other opportunities and see what sits right in your instinct and in your intuition. In a few weeks from now, the tide may turn and the beach may be just fine for you. But for some reason right now, if that's not sitting, don't make any major decisions around it. And don't be led to. Again, even if someone means well, it doesn't matter. It's not for you at this time. What's up, Jarvis? So guys, I'm sure because you all watch everything that I do, you saw my short TikTok IG about boom boom sticks. You see me doing this. It is not drugs. It is a boom boom stick. A lavender one to be exact. So how about this? The other day, I was hanging out with someone who's very critical of me and of the things that I do. And I just happened to hear my voice coming from this person's phone. And I was like, I kind of like cringed, right? Because I'm like, I don't want this person watching my content, because I used to show it to this person in the very beginning of my career. And I was always so excited, like, look what I learned to do. And look, and there was never a good word spoken. I always ended up feeling crap about myself and what I was doing. I would second guess myself and make me very insecure. So finally I stopped showing them my content. They stopped watching. I guess they were in my son's YouTube. Like they just popped on, and like my son had used their phone to go into YouTube. So they were looking up something and I popped up. But I thought to myself, well, they're just watching the boom boom stick review. So I'm not saying anything. There's nothing there that they can really pick apart. I'm talking about how much I like these sticks and it's awesome. So I'm like, good, maybe they'll have a kind word, or maybe they won't have anything to say. Sure enough, I'm like, oh, you're watching my boom boom stick short? And this person goes, oh yeah, you're bragging about doing drugs on the internet. I was like, wait, what? It turns out when I sniffed one, I said, well, it reminds me of doing X in the early 2000s, which, by the way, in the year 2000, I was 17 years old. So I had to remind them that I'm a typical Xennial 42-year-old woman, and that they know nothing about the internet, my job, what I do for a living, and really as me as a person. And they have no right to be criticizing me. But it just kind of made me like some people will literally find any way they can to try and make you feel less than or bad about yourself or bring you down. Life with Bobby. Juan, what is up? Let's jump to Jules. Jules, I'm going to use the Creatrix Awakened, which is my new deck. Just bear with me because, like I said, there are numbers on the cards, but there's no numbers in the book. Well, and that's the thing. This person doesn't even have a YouTube account. Like, they don't do social media. They hate social media. But like, to criticize me about what I'm saying on my social media when you don't even watch it and you don't even know what I'm talking about, and you're 30 years older than me. So why would you understand why like a millennial would so casually mention taking ecstasy when I was the early 2000s? I was 17, 18, 19 years old. Whatever. But I got really offended because I'm like, how dare you? Like, how dare you? So I didn't want to have to block my son's account, but I did unsubscribe him so that if this person uses their account again, my stuff's not just going to pop up. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's like if you were a mechanic and I know nothing about fixing cars. I've never, and I walk past your shop and I'm like, oh my gosh, you work here? And then I go over your shoulder and I go, are you effing stupid? What are you doing that for? I can't believe that you would even do. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just being a jerk. I'm just looking for a reason to criticize because I know nothing about fixing cars. That is what this person does to me every single time a book is released, every single time I'm filming a video or a short. And I just got sick of it. And I didn't explode, but I did explain to them that they're in no position to be judging me or putting me down, and that I'm a perfectly normal 42-year-old Zennial person. And if they don't understand it, that's fine. But I just told them, take a look at yourself. All right, Miss Jules, let's see how this new deck, whoa, that is beautiful. Wow. I'll tell you, the images are really awesome here. This is card number 1, Feminine Fire, Desire, Liberation, and Authenticity. Check that out. That is so cool looking. Yep, hate us because they ain't us. It was so ridiculous. And I froze in the very beginning too, because I'm like, they're gonna find something. They're gonna find something to pick at. And then it was like, no, it's just boom boom sticks. Like, Julie girl, it's time to embrace your feminine fire, a powerful force that embodies release, passion, and intensity. This elemental energy burns within you, unburdened by constraints, asking where you need to burn up, burn into, or simply burn more brightly. It's the essence of transformation, capable of eradicating outdated aspects of yourself and ushering in the new. In the world that has often cautioned against the intensity of feminine fire, don't shy away from it. Your inner flame is not to be feared. It's the suppression of it that's damaging. Embrace this transformative energy that harmonizes with the elements, grounding you in the earth's stability, purifying you like water, and allowing your thoughts and actions to flow like air. Your feminine fire is both wild and intense, burning bright and exacting who you are. It's your path to authenticity and strength. As you unleash your expansive, expressive limitlessness, you become a beacon of change, a leader unburdened by social conditioning and expectations. This oracle card calls you to embrace your inner flame and set your world ablaze with passion and authenticity. I don't want to sound cliche here when I say, Julie girl, to thine own self be true, right? I don't even know, like, I was just bringing that up just to bring it up, okay? But actually, what I was just talking about that happened to me, this card is about that. It's like, it is time to stop. Now, you have done an amazing job at not only setting boundaries, but enforcing them. All right. And I feel like it's like with most people, though, there's still a certain person or a certain type of person. I know it's the same with me. Like with most people now, I can hold my own with boundaries, but there are some just types of energy that when they're around me, I just say, okay, whatever, to like go along to get along. So I don't have to deal with the BS or the drama or, the back and forth. I feel like that's the challenge here for you in the next couple of weeks, Jules. I see you, Heather. What's up, Mark? So Jules just said, I just vowed to myself yesterday that I'm not going to hide my light under a bushel anymore. Burn, bush, burn. Mwah. Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's like you're becoming so used to like being in your power and setting those boundaries, enforcing those boundaries, and still being delightfully you. Like, you still help people, you go out of your way for people, but you know now when to say no. I feel like there's another test coming in, though, because a certain type of very dominant energy is coming in the next couple of weeks. I don't think they're going to last long. They're either coming in or back in. And they're looking to kind of walk all over you. It's like they're looking to test every single boundary you've set and just see if you enforce it, because they know from experience that normally you won't. You'll just give in to like get them out of your hair, to get them to be quiet, so like whatever the case. And the universe is like, no, this is like the major test, right? Standing on business, standing in your power and being like, look, whatever the case, just for an example, I love you. You can come over every day if you want to and hang out, but I'm not going to hang out with you. And I'm just giving examples. If you drink and you cannot spend the night here, you can't stay here. That's a major boundary to have to enforce with a pushy person who wants to stay at your house and maybe drinks too much, right? So you need to stand on business and with love, without judgment, even if that means expressing this, whatever it is to them. And as soon as they start saying something, just, okay, that's fine. And just blowing them off and showing them that you really care so much about you now that you are not going to be burdened down with anyone else's BS. Because you know what? You're not giving anyone else BS to deal with. And energy should always be reciprocated. There's no reciprocity here. If you're always the one cleaning up other people's messes, giving into other people's whims and fancies, like, no. Pound for pound, tit for tat. I'll hang out with you. I'll love you. I'll care for you. We can chill, do whatever. You know, I'll help you out with rides if I can, but I'm not lending you money. You can't stay in my house. You know what I'm saying? And it's like standing on enforcing those boundaries. Now, if you don't, what's going to happen is you're going to, at least with this one person, this one energy, become a yes ma'am again, just to kind of like get them off your back. It's like the person that knows you have $20 in your pocket, and they keep haunting you and hounding you and haunting you and hounding you and haunting till finally you give them the 20, vowing to never speak to them again. But you just give it to them to get them out of your face, even though it's your last 20 and you don't get paid for 3 more days. It's like you took the easiest route to just shut them up and move them along. But all that showed them was that they can wear you down like that to get what they want. And that's the situation we're seeing here. Yeah, heck yeah. And stand on that, because someone's coming in to test it. They're not coming in to like purposely test it. It's just that's how they are. And I believe that you do know them, or at least have met them once or twice, where it's like that's the dynamic they're used to. Thank you, Juan. Who's next?
Heather B. Heather B. Heather.
Oh, Heather B. What's up, Three Souls Paranormal? Good to see you. Heather, I'm going to use the fairy tale oracle. DBA, baby, DBA. Heather, I see you, Mama. I hope you're doing well. Who? No. Ryan? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I just started speaking to him again. He got rid of the demonic attachment in the form of a female. But it's slow going because I don't want to be mixed up in it. It's like they get back together, or like I don't want to be dragged into that mess. But I did re-embrace him as my brother. And if you ever say anything out of line, either I or Ghost Dragons, we won't attack you, but we'll like mention that like maybe don't say that, or I'll say something privately. But always go by us, because if we have something to say, we're not going to talk about you behind your back. We're going to come to you and we're going to say something. So don't worry about things like that. Well, an actual succubus, I'm talking about a female that has an attachment to her, was attached to him. So, you know, we bring things along with us. And sometimes we don't even, most of the time, most people don't know that. Oh, so guys, this week we're having a short video. I think it's like 18 minutes about people. Mom, that's how I feel too. That's why I've been keeping my distance. So we're going to talk about people who have had really creepy experiences with sleep apps, which I thought was a really interesting story. But next week, I'm excited to bring you guys the story of two vampire brothers, the Carter twins. I don't know if they were twins, actually. The Carter brothers from New Orleans circa 1932. And it's a fascinating story. I believe every bit of it. All right, Miss Heather. You've gotten this card before, I think. And that's odd because I don't use this deck often. It's not bad, but Goldilocks, card number 10, the card of entitlements. And I already know who this energy is in your life. I've seen this energy around you so much. So first she tasted the porridge of the great huge bear, and that was too hot for her, and she had a bad word to say about it. And then she tasted the porridge of the middle bear, and that was too cold for her, and she had a bad word about that too. Or I'm sorry, said a bad word about that too. And then she went to the porridge of the little small wee bear and tasted that, and that was neither too hot nor too cold, but just right. And she liked it so well that she ate it all up. But the naughty girl said a bad word about the little porridge pot because it did not hold enough porridge for her. In this relatively recent tale, a pretty golden-haired girl wanders into a home that belongs to a family. She eats their food, sits in their chairs, and even sleeps in their beds. And she does it all with the greatest sense of entitlement that makes me feel like this card is all about those who have a sense of entitlement and who make use of the families of others. The selfish one who wanders into private spaces and praises it thoughtlessly. The one who takes over the territory of others without even considering the dangers of doing so. For Goldilocks, from the bear's perspective, she's not a pretty child, sweet and cute. She's an invader, she's an intruder, and she has carelessly entered their home, disrupted their sense of safety, and taken what's theirs, but what she feels to be hers by right, and nothing she helps herself to belongs to her. This tale is so well loved and remembered, perhaps because of the use of three over and over. In this way, it alludes to the law of three, that whatsoever we do, we send out and receive back to the power of three. The bears are strong and very fair, family-oriented. In Goldilocks' false security of being able to do all of this, she ultimately learns that this way of thinking and behaving isn't safe and it isn't noble. The bears look out for each other and can be seen dancing in unison in the image. Does Goldilocks want what they have, the closeness and the safety of it? It is then betrayed or trespassed upon. Goldilocks represents a sense of entitlement, and so it is with this card. Be aware that there is no real entitlement in this world, that what we have and treasure we've earned and we deserve to be able to protect. That to share, we must be invited in, and growing up means not simply walking into other families and demanding we be cared for as if we were children. Many times in life, we will attempt to gain the symbols of belonging of the new home and family, of being quote unquote just right, but we must acquire these for ourselves. The bears within the tale show us what real family is. Goldilocks is acting completely without thought for others. The bears are also symbols of the deep unconscious, and bear medicine is particularly strong and wild. Goldilocks is disrespecting the strength, the power, and the sheer tenacity and endurance of the bear. The bear is the father, too, as in Odin, and the bear is the baby, the new life, the cub coming into the world. The bear is wisdom and respect, and this is what this card alerts you to. Heather, where do you need to learn, to study, to respect in order to grow past a young age and into full maturity? I don't really see it that way, because this person that we always talk about in your life, they're the entitled party, not you. What I want to say to you, though, in the next couple of weeks, right, you already know who I'm talking about. You already know how they are, what they do, how they do. You already know. Be really careful not to be, or not to feel like you're being compelled to reciprocate in kind to them, right? Like, you know what? You did this to me, so let's see how you like it, because that's not going to work, especially not with the kind of person that you're dealing with, because to them, it's just giving them a reason to store in the back of their head so that when y'all are getting along again, or when it seems like everything's going good, they go and say it's a romantic partner. They go and cheat on you for the 15th time. And then they come back and they're like, yo, but remember that time when you... It's all like wheeling and dealing with this person. And they do feel very entitled to everything. Like, I see you earning something right now. So I don't know if it's money. You could still be working on a degree. There's something that you're earning and achieving that you've put so much hard work into, effort, energy. It took a lot of patience, especially with everything going on around you, and you've persevered. What's up, Kelly Lewis? But it's like they feel like they're entitled to it. This would be like the person I just described to you that treats me that way about my job, calls it my silly little job, tells me I look ridiculous in my wigs, stupid this, stupid that. This would be like if I made enough money to go and buy my beach house, that's my dream, and they packed their stuff and were like, that's my room. I'm sorry, you didn't even offer me any support, right? It's gall, but it's entitlement, right? This is a person that knew me when I was deep, deep, deep and desperate in addiction. So they're still looking at me as that person. So to them, it'll always be, they saved my life. Who do I think I am? And I feel like there's an energy of that here, whether it's true or not. That's how this person feels. They feel entitled to like your soul. Like you are property. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. You are property. Your property is their property, but it's only when things are going good, right? Like if you make a mistake or you're having a bad day, then it's like, girl, we ain't married. Do you know what I'm saying? Even if you are married, it's like, girl, we're not, that's your stuff. That's what you're dealing with here. Do not be tempted to give it back to them. Instead, stand in your power. Know that you're doing the right thing. You've come so far. They're trying to knock you off your game. They're trying to get you to quit, to give up, so that you become totally reliant on them again, even if it's only for emotional support. Heather, beware of this. Baby dragon, Skyly, I think we all do. You're very young. I mean, I don't mean that offensively, but you're young enough that I really hope you can figure these people out and don't let them guilt you and manipulate you and make you think that abuse is love. If I were to give my own daughter advice, that would be the advice I give her. Not everyone who says they love you do. And when somebody shows you how they feel about you, believe them. I can tell you, I love you so much as I'm punching you in the face. Which one would you believe? Now, if you have trauma and you're broken and you're an empath, a lot of us will still believe the person loves us. It's just that we did something wrong. And that's where the line needs to be drawn. I'm just going to switch my vape because this one's dying and I have a new one on the charger, and then I'll be right back.
Okay, and next will be Melissa, then Mark. Now you got to remember, we do members first. Then Kelly Lewis, then Baby Dragon, and then I should be going into the regular list. And that will be, I think Latra left. I'm not sure. Batmom, Chili Charlie, Chill and Charlie are still around. Skyly, Smoochie. Oh, Jarvis. Sorry. Hi, Jarvis. I can't even read my own lighting. And then we'll go from there. Juan, and Life with Bobby, and Three Souls, and Roger.
I just had to take my medicine, so give me a second. And I have the air conditioner on, and it's actually really hot in here, so I'm just going to wear my tank top. I got my dragon earrings on today.
I know.
I haven't worn these in years. They're stuck to my hair. Get off. I'm not used to wearing dangly earrings anymore.
Hello, Ashley. Welcome, baby doll. I know you'll be in and out, so it's all good.
Skyly, that's understandable. Just make sure, again, like always equate things with how you feel, right? Because even actions can be deceiving. Words can definitely be deceiving. Girl, if you follow your instinct and your intuition, regardless of how anyone else feels about it, and that is so hard to do, but if you can do that 9 times out of 10, you are going to do amazing. You're going to do amazing anyway, but how much more so if you can do that? All right. Who was next? I'm sorry.
That's all right. Melissa is next, okay? And I believe she is here. She was spreading some bacon around, I guess, or something.
Melissa, we're going to use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. Skyly, anytime, honey. Baby Dragon, by the way, I love your hair. I love it. I love it. I love it. It, like, you're always beautiful, but it took 10 years off your face, girl. I'm going to get my hair cut soon so that I don't feel the need to wear wigs as much. Probably in the next 2 weeks. I'm hoping to have it done before vacation. It's just a lot. Haircuts in my town are a lot. And like, I have to Uber everywhere, which is why I haven't gotten one yet. But I need to just bite the bullet and spend the money, because with an actual cut, I don't always have to wear it up. I mean, I always have to wear it up now because it's just, it has no, you ladies know what I'm talking about. You have like, when your hair has no shape to it, everything's just so grown out. Even like your curtain bangs are the length of your hair. What's up, Mr. J? You know what's funny? I will never ever forget. You know, there are just seconds in your life. I was talking to, or he was, Mr. J there was talking to me about something, texting me back when we were like 25 years old. And he was saying something, when I think about, and his phone decided that instead of when I think, it would say widow wink. And it's just become a thing ever since. All right, Melissa. Oh, baby dragon. It looks great, though. Thank you, Area 51. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I've just got to get, I got to get just like something like a curtain bang. I'd be happy with that in a couple layers. I'm never cutting my hair short again. This is the longest it's ever been. Melissa Nicole, you got the card of beauty, the mermaid, card number 14. I have been seeing a lot of mermaid symbolism, a lot of just mermaid popping up everywhere. You know, every show, every other show, you know, an ad for a show or a movie is like mermaid, mermaid. Every other ad for like AI editing is like turn yourself into a mermaid. Then my mom got me this mermaid ring and I'm just like, what is going on? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. We literally went to the same grade school. How are you making fun of my accent right now? What are we doing? By the way, guys, if any of you like wrestling, you should go to TikTok and lesser so on YouTube and look up It's Jack in the Box, because he knows his stuff. All right. Demonic. Riley Ron Ivy. What's up, Ron Ivy? All right, Melissa, beauty is a high value when it illuminates and inspires, but it's in the eye of the beholder. Relying just on outward appearances is shallow and temporary. If beauty is the only virtue, then others need to be developed. Love your own unique beauty. If you are using your beauty to manipulate someone, be wary, because that particular kind of magic wears thin after a time. Even children know what a mermaid is. The idea of this half human, half fish type creature is all through our storybooks and collective consciousness. Yet mermaids are a varied bunch. Yes, they are aquatic, often beautiful, happy generally to do and be mermaids, but depending on where you go in the world, culturally, they can be deeply dangerous or irresistibly seductive, or both. So in my first book, Missing the Faith Theory, I did talk a little bit about mermaids. And while there are some that can transform into the beautiful figures, and mainly women, but gorgeous men, half human, half fish that we know now, they are mainly bald-headed. They look like, what is his name? They look like Voldemort face and head with sharp piranha fish teeth. That's what an actual mermaid actually looks like. They can they're shapeshifters, so they can turn themselves to look very beautiful or very attractive and alluring. Guys, nothing good will come of it. Yeah, Juan is pretty good. We love our Juan. Melissa, where was I? In almost all cases, even with the Greek mermaid-like creatures called the sirens, the mermaids have an extreme beauty. Such is their beauty that they are at the very least noticed and at the worst an object of obsession. Now, from what I understand about actual, again, I talk about entities that I've dealt with and that I've discussed with my spirits and that my spirit team and my guides, and that's kind of how I know these things. In my understanding, sirens are what we think of as like mermaids. Like they're always beautiful. They're, you know, very alluring and attractive and seductive. And sirens are the hybrid between mermaid and human, like when they mated. Such is their beauty that they are at the very least noticed and at worst an object of obsession. So what is the shadow side of such beauty? Wouldn't everyone love to be this glorious? The perils of extreme beauty are at the heart of the mythos of Helen of Troy and Medusa and even Scylla. The desirability of women this beautiful means they can be objectified, taken as a kind of trophy, or made a target of jealousy. By being seen or admired, these women lose a part of themselves and sometimes their lives as they know them. If we consider the way the modern beauties of today are turned into fodder for gossip media, we may see how this still kind of plays out. Part of the mermaid mythos, too, is that because of their beauty, people could and would lose their wits and their lives. The story of lonely sailors seeing beautiful mermaids and swimming to them is a common enough motif, yet this story rarely has happy endings for all. Sometimes the mermaids are the siren kind, where they lure sailors to devour them. Sometimes the mermaids are sweet and curious, yet do not understand that these humans cannot indefinitely be in the sea and unintentionally allow their land-based suitors to drown. Maybe the men try to keep up with the mermaids, transfixed by their beauty, and following them down into the depths and drowning before they realize how deep they've actually gone. It is very scary. The mermaid myth is not, as I say with fairies in general, it is not the Disneyfied version that was shoved down our throats as a child. And most of the creatures from Disney movies aren't. They're really, really horrible. So your plant companion, Miss Melissa Nicole, is a pretty easy one. It's Lotus. And your crystal companion is also a very, very easy one. I don't have any on me, but Larimar. Look it up. It's very cheap. It's very easy to come across and get. So what are we talking about here? Your amazing, gorgeous, obsessive, inducing beauty. Well, of course, but beyond that, because girl, I love you. You are so beautiful inside and out. We're talking about people not being who they seem to be. And I do, for some reason, connect you-know-who to this card and this energy. Now, granted, you know exactly who he really is. You know who he presents himself to be. You know everything in between, right? When we're with someone that abuses us, especially physically, but emotionally, mentally, and psychically to a lesser degree, we know them inside and out. We know them better than they know themselves, more than anyone ever could. There's an intimacy in the trauma bond. I'm feeling compelled right now. I will give you a reading, but I'm compelled to tell you, you know that he's never going to be the person he promised he would be, or the person he presented himself as, or he will never, and actually I should say, and he will never keep the promises he makes when he's apologizing and groveling. With that being said, I see a three-party situation here, a third-party situation. And I know you probably know when he cheats on you, and I feel like something different is happening here, though. This is someone, I feel like, I don't even know if he's like actually going to end up with this person, but there's someone that he's going to be using or is currently using to get under your skin. I'll give you an example. I had an ex who it lasted like 3 months. Johnny, you remember Mike, right? From Wallington. Lasted like 3 months. I didn't like him putting his hands on me. I was too grown for that at that point. And I left. And he started dating this other girl immediately. I saw who he was dating, and after a few months, I saw that her Facebook posts were getting sadder and sadder. So I reached out privately to her, and I said, I know what he's doing to you. You need to get out of there. If you need help, girl, I don't know you. You don't know me, but you message me, like, here's my phone number, text me 911. I will find a way to get there and pick you up. I know where he lives, and I know what he does. He turns around like a week later, and he says, yeah, do you see what my ex-girlfriend looks like? You see Gemma? Yeah, she's still in love with me, and all I have to do is call her over here, and I'll kick you out for her, and she'll kick your ass. That's the type of energy I see here. Meanwhile, I told him I hate his guts. I was not speaking to him at that time, and I really never spoke to him again after that. I ran into him here and there. It's like, that's what he's doing to you. Now that you're finally becoming a little bit stronger and your beautiful picture, Julie girl, and you're standing on business, even if you're not 100% telling him, get the hell out of here and really meaning it and locking him out and all that, you are starting to understand who this person really is and that there is no hope. And maybe you've understood that for a long time, but you're getting out of this. I know you may not think that, but the time is coming. I've been saying it for months. Hello, mom. Everyone say hello to my mother. She's mom. I know you probably can't see it out right now, but it is coming. The universe is bringing it into you. You just have to kind of, and this sounds so bad, but like prove your strength for like in a way, Melissa. Do not let him lure you back into false feelings for him simply because he waves someone that you perceive as more attractive than you in your face, or that he tells you, well, this person's way better than you at, this, or this person would never. Then let him go have that person, because I guarantee you, I don't think that this person, I'm seeing it like the way they're showing it to me is like him pointing to a TV. And that doesn't mean he's using the TV or like a famous person. It just means there's no connection really between him and this person, except in his own mind. If that's not what's going on, he's trying to alienate you from someone about lying. So this would be him coming to you and telling you, say you meet a new friend, you go out and, speaking of getting your hair done, you get your hair done and you get your nails done and you just feel amazing and fabulous. And to take you down a peg or two, you're talking about the hairstylist, you got her number, you guys are going to hang out. She's so cool. She's a girl's girl. And he's like, oh, I know her. I dated her. Maybe I should go and say what's up to her. Yeah, invite her over. He's doing some kind of mind game to try to get you to like stalk his social media or like beg him to stay no matter how he acts. Does this make sense? Melissa, I hope you're still listening, because I'd like to know if this makes sense to you, if I'm explaining this properly. Yeah, I know. Steven. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like he's playing this big game, but you have to understand that the reason he's playing this game is because he feels it too, that you're slipping away. Thank you, everybody. You guys are so sweet. He knows it's coming to an end, and he's out there looking for new supply. Yes. New girlfriend? No. New supply. You are still right now his main source of supply, because he hasn't pulled as much, if any, stuff on her yet. So she has not seen the real him, right? So he's all charming. She's all charming. He has to take that risk with her that she's a vulnerable person. And she may not be. She may not be one of those people who's going to put up with that. That's no shade on you. I put up with it for years through multiple relationships. But some women, they're just built different, or they were raised different. And they'll be like, oh, heck no, he doesn't know that yet. You are still his main source of supply, but he's out there looking. Listen, don't let him like use her to bait you, because I don't see this with her going anywhere. And I wouldn't be surprised if he weren't just either telling you he's with her, or if there's something else more than their relationship there. So like they do drugs together, they get drunk together, they're bar buddies together. It's more than like maybe they sometimes sleep together, and he's telling you, he's making it a lot more than what it is. Don't be pulled into it, because the minute you allow yourself to be manipulated like that, you lose the upper hand. Don't chase him. Don't, because he's not going anywhere. And that's unfortunate. I wish he would go somewhere. And I'm sure you do too, deep down inside. Let it happen organically. I'm telling you, he's on his way out. And I don't know if that's jail or death. And I don't know the dude. I don't care which one it is. I worry for you, because I know it would hurt you regardless. When my abuser died a few years ago, I was devastated. And I hadn't even seen him in years, but it was just, I had a relationship with this person for so many years. So I don't want that to happen to you, but something is coming. 100% definitely. Who's next?
Had something in my mouth.
So low class. Melissa, you deserve so much better. I don't even want to keep saying it because it sounds judgy, right? And it's not. I never judge you. I want so much better for you. I want you to see what it's like to not be physically abused, And the only reason I'm putting that out there is because you've talked about it. I don't want anyone to think I like air people's dirty laundry. Like, Melissa has given me permission, and she's personally spoken about it in chat. So just know that, like, if I don't have your permission, I don't talk about your personal stuff. But I think it's important that those of us who pray, please pray extra hard for Melissa. I've been for many of you, Mark, with your illnesses. And oh, that's what it was. I'm seeing her like up here, and I'm like, there's no way she can be up here, right? Because of the type of person he is. But she is. He's just really doing a con on her. And he's using her more than he wants to be with her. He's using her to play you against her. Just because someone goes to church don't mean they're better than you. Deborah Kitchen, what's up? Welcome. So Mark
is next. Yes, Mark is next.
Diley, that's awesome. My son recently asked me for a book to hold Pokemon cards, but he only has like 20 cards. He doesn't really even like collect them. I was like, dude, we got bigger fish to fry. He wants a VR headset for his birthday. Nice, Mike. By the way, welcome. Riley, I didn't see you say you're leaving, but if you are, it was great to see you. Thanks for coming in. Juan, you're right. You know, it happens. I love you too, Melissa. Stay strong, honey. I know that strong is really all you can be right now. You are going to be out of this, and we're going to look back on this and be like, yo, do you remember how crazy those readings got? I'm telling you. I see it, and I see it in your near future too. Not like 10 years down the line. You've wasted enough of your life on him. All right, Mark, wisdom of the House of Knights. Yeah, well, life with Bobby, do you know the reason for that? I tell people, you know, a lot of people will come in and be like, ew, no thanks. Or they'll make some nasty comment about me or some snarky comment. It's people who vibrate high when they come in. They're pulled in by their energy, not because of anything I'm doing. It's just their spirit connecting to other spirits, like kindred spirits. Like we're all like-minded, like-spirited. Someone of a lower vibration would never be able to sit here and take advice from an entity they can't see and don't believe in, right? And that's why in here it's such a beautiful stream 99.9% of the time, with the exception of a troll every once in a while. And that's because when you vibrate high, you mesh very well with other high vibrating people. Mark, you have card number 25, the card of meditation. And by the way, I saw your comment. I'm glad that you're doing better. I was very worried about you there for a while. I messaged my mom. We're praying for you. Baby Dragon, I got you. Mark, be still and listen to the sounds of the pulsing energy as the life force inherent in all things sings a gentle song to your sweet ears. In the darkest inky black night, I, Nyx, make my magic and weave it into the world. This is a time for non-action. Do nothing and find quiet within your heart. Wait, all will be revealed when the time is right. Now is the time for quiet contemplation. You won't miss anything if you stay quiet. Be still and know that I, Nyx, goddess of night, am always with you as you discover your magic in silence. Someone else said that to me too, actually. I've had like 3 other comments where people are like, you know, you kind of look like J-Lo. And I'm like, thanks. I'll take it, right? So, Mark, there's a disconnect somewhere. And it's not like on you, like you didn't do anything wrong, obviously. But I think like being ill, as much as you were and to the degree that you were, disconnected something from you to spirit or spirit to you. You're still very much connected in other ways, but there could be something you feel that's lacking. I don't feel like there's really anything you can do about it. I don't know if this makes sense, but like feeling a loss of energy. You know, like if you're carrying around a 20-pound backpack and someone happens to pull something that's a pound out of it without you knowing, you're going to feel it. The backpack's going to be lighter. I feel like that's what your body is like. Like you lost, like something is gone. Not gone, maybe disconnected. Do meditation, do your sound healing, do it more than normal. What's up, local Squatch? Do it more than you would normally do it in the next couple of weeks. The illness that you just experienced, because it was so major and so spiritually traumatic, you just need a reconnection. Local squatch, it's my lights are very bright in my face and like my camera doesn't reflect them well. And also I'm finally wearing my real hair. Thank you. Just talked about this with my Bigfoot mentor. So yeah, so do like going out, like trying to do something about it or trying to do something like ritual or something like that. It's just not going to work. You need to just energetically reconnect with your spirit's energy. Does that make sense? It's a time to sit quietly, receive messages, receive downloads, not to be acting on anything. And also outside of this, not making any major decisions, signing any major documents, putting yourself through as little stress as possible. All right. That's the key here. We don't want you losing soul pieces. It takes a lot of patience, but I feel like if anyone in here could do it, you can. You're very, very advanced in your sound technique. So use that, like use what you're good at, use what you have. It's just a tiny disconnect, but it's a big deal when it comes to you feeling physically better. All right. I don't know if something like got in there and disconnected while you were, you know, in ICU, or I don't know. There's just, I don't see you as energetically aligned as you've been for a really long time. And I think just meditating, doing the sound healing, thank you, Juan, and just not allowing other people to stress you out or affect you, right? If you don't feel like doing something, don't. It's your prerogative. If you don't feel like, you know, going somewhere, don't go. This is not a time for you to allow yourself to be put upon. Okay. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. I'm liking my real hair better like this lately too. And it's a lot less hot. You guys are funny. Don't allow yourself to be put upon. Don't allow yourself to be upset over crap like cereal. Do you know what I mean? Like people are going to test you and push you and you're just not in the right physical, spiritual state right now to be able to handle that stuff well, or as well as you normally would be. So for now, just, you know, take it easy, be around people as little as possible. If you feel like, you know, you can't find anyone to just kind of sit with, and make sure you're focusing on sound healing, realigning your chakras, working on reconnecting whatever's been disconnected. I'm sorry, this is a little vague. It's not an easy reading to give because the whole thing is about your energetic state, and it's hard to talk about your energetic state because it's not a tangible thing that I can explain and explain to you what I'm seeing. So if you end up having any additional questions, just text me. Juan, really?
Ready?
Yeah, and I wouldn't shed a tear. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Kelly Lewis.
They're coming. Miss Kelly Lewis, I'm using Goddess Power. I'm going to get a haircut right before vacation probably and get it dyed as well.
You missed
This is my natural color, nothing crazy. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah, and I totally understand why. Miss Kelly Lewis, you may have to timestamp this one, Ghost, because sometimes she's in and out. I don't know if she gets disconnected or if she's working. I just want to make sure she gets it. Skyly, a lot of us, not me personally, but like a lot of us in this community went through something similar either when we were in utero or during the birth process or while we were very young. Again, not me, but a lot of that's a common story. And I believe that's why a lot of us are so high vibrating and so much more spiritually connected, because that's one of the things that can do that to your spirit. You know, you hear about people having NDEs or having severe accidents where they died for like a millisecond or where they were in a coma for XYZ amount of time. And they end up being, you know, then all of a sudden, like Daniel Banyan, perfect example. He was on the phone during a lightning storm. The lightning struck, came through. He was thrown, knocked unconscious for who knows how long. And when he came to, he could see dead people. it opens something up in us when we cross that threshold and then come back to be, alive. My son RJ, I see her, was supposed to be born on August 6th, which is my best friend Tennille and her twin sister's birthday. And he was born on Friday, July 13th, which is the day before his dad's birthday and 5 days before my mom's birthday. I really thought he was going to come on my mom's birthday, though, because all my kids were early by like a week and a half to 2 weeks, except for, of course, my one girl. She was a week later. All right. Card number 43, Persephone Kelly, the card of inexperience in the shadow. Persephone is one of my favorite goddesses. No, Jules, that's not true. That's probably why you're as sensitive as you are and why you have the abilities you do. Think about it. You didn't grow up with people cultivating that in you. It's just always been who you were, right? That came from somewhere. Kelly, alignment message. The goddess Persephone was forced to pay a high price as restitution for what she thought were innocent actions. Today, she's a wiser goddess and is encouraging you to stop what you're doing and pay attention to red flags. Don't take a bite of forbidden fruit unless you're willing to pay that price. The alignment task offered to you by Persephone is simple. If you feel unsure in any way about what is being offered to you, step back and ask, do I have enough knowledge and strength to explore this without attachment to what lies ahead? If yes, jump in. If no, consider the wisdom of waiting, for this is something better. This or something better now manifests for you in divine timing. Don't fall for a seduction. It won't be worth the price. So, Kelly, I do feel this is similar to, I think, what I said to Aunt Edna, not the exact same thing. And Melissa's reading as well, where it's like it's like you know something isn't right. So some choice, decision, being offered some opportunity. Like, I know whenever someone's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to donate $500 to you. I'm always like, whoa. No matter how badly I might need the money at that time, there's never anymore a part of me that goes, all right, cool, here's my Cash App. Like, I'm always like, no, this is going to cost me something, right? And I stand on that, and I'm not afraid to say it because I've been right almost every single time. I found 2 exceptions. One of them is ghosting, right? So this is something like that, where like whatever this offer, opportunity, or whoever this person, etc. is, Kelly, it's going to seem too good to be true. And I'm telling you, Skyly, I feel the same way about you, sweetheart. I'm telling you it is. There's going to be a high price for getting involved with this person or in this situation. And I feel like you know that. But I also feel like there's something about this person or situation that maybe it's exciting, or maybe this person is, offering you something you've always wanted or you've never had before. Like, yo, if you just drive, and I'm being, this is kind of facetious and this is kind of over the top, but it's exactly like this, right? Kelly, if you just, park in front of that bank, let me run in real quick, and as soon as I get in the car, you speed away and don't look back. That's all you have to do. And I will give you enough money to buy your dream house wherever you want to live. It's not that the money won't come through, but it's that you risk getting caught for bank robbing, right? So what is the obvious choice here? I feel like you really have to examine where you're at in life and, where you stand morally in some sense with whoever this is, or whoever this is, where it's like, you understand that you don't need to do all these crazy things or get involved with these insane people or get involved with these lunatic ideas to have what you've always wanted. You just have to work harder and, keep the faith and take leaps of faith and take chances, take opportunities, and get involved with people, but always by your instinct and intuition, right? Never where it's like, I kind of have a bad feeling about this, but I don't want to back out now. I already told this person that I would help them, that I'd drive the car. What are they going to think of me? Who cares? Are you going to care what they think of you when you're both sitting in jail and you got a rat on them anyway? What and or whoever this is, Kelly, is wrong. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will in the next 2 weeks. Please don't go along to get along just to save face or to protect someone else's feelings or anything like that. I worry for you with this because I feel like it's coming in the package of what an amazing opportunity. My life could change if this person marries me like he said he's going to. I mean, look at him. He's a millionaire. He's interested in me. When really he's like a Dear John guy that like embezzled money from old women to support his lifestyle, and you're next. Not that you're old, but you understand what I'm saying? Kelly, heed this morning. It's very serious. In the next couple of weeks, I'd say in the next 2 weeks to a month, I'd go that far. If you get even an inkling that someone's lying to you, misleading you, trying to manipulate you, or trying to get you to do something detrimental to yourself, back out and don't give two poops of a donkey butt what that person thinks, feels, wants, needs, or says about it. It doesn't matter. They were luring you into a trap in the hopes that you didn't realize what was going on. New England Dirt Roadie. My hair's frizzing out as well. My hair's just raggedy because it hasn't been cut since my mom moved from down south. Down south Jersey, not actual like down south.
You ready? Baby dragon.
Baby dragon.
Then mom will be after baby dragon.
Mommy, are you still here? You're going to be after baby dragon.
Okay, mama.
You know what, baby dragon? I'm going to use Creatrix Awakened. You're welcome, Kelly. Netter, welcome to the Northeast. I think I am going to go to the Paranormal Circus next week. My friend May invited me. She's not 100% sure if she can go, but it's a $13 Uber drive away. It's by the mall by my house. So my niece was tagging me on Facebook about it. So I'm like, yo, I'm going. Do you want to go? I have a $5 off admission discount we could use. And she's like, no, I can't. And I'm like, I mean, I understand, but it's like, why are you tagging me? I was excited for us to hang out. And then I invited my oldest son and I was like, look, I'll pay for your ticket. And he's like, I'll let you know. So now I might end up going by myself, but I'm going. Paranormal Circ. All right, baby dragon. Perpetual soul ascension. Continuous growth and ascension. Card number 7. So just let me find it because, again, there are no numbers here. All right, 2, 3, that's like 7. Ooh, Mother of Dragons. Sorry, guys. Doing my best here. Number 7. I guess not. Oh, I found it. Okay. So they're in order, but there's no number in the deck. There's no number to show you which is which. You have to kind of guess. Baby dragon, the path of growth is not a one-time choice, but it's continual. Urso, what's up? Thank you, Miss Skyly. I'm not sure what it is, Juan. I've never been there. The path of growth is not a one-time choice, but it's continual. Every day we are confronted with choices that allow us to stay where we are or push us outside of our comfort zone and challenge us to expand. Living a life of purpose isn't easy, and it requires facing our fears and challenging our self-limiting beliefs. Sometimes things will fall away in order to reach our next step along the path. Fear not. Don't cling on to the things that the universe is trying to clear away because something greater is coming. Surrender and trust and listen to your inner compass as you travel on your journey. When you see this card, it's asking you to reflect on where you are in resistance to the path of growth your soul desires. When we embrace the pathway to ascension, we give others permission to do the same, and it sends ripples into the collective consciousness, raising the vibration of the planet. Stay open to the knowledge and gifts that are being bestowed upon you as you embark on this journey. You're here to bring your unique voice, knowledge, and creations to your soul family. You must fully surrender to the continual growth and path to ascension that your soul has chosen. So, anyone I missed, by the way, that came in while I was channeling, hello and welcome, and thank you so much for the support and for coming in and hanging out. The comments have been popping lately, and I'm really, really grateful for that. Okay. Baby Dragon, I feel like something just is not working. I feel like there's something you're meant to be doing, or someone you're meant to have in your life, and or vice versa, that it's like it just seems like it's not working, right? Like, for example, say that you're in a very abusive relationship, just for example, and you've been in this relationship for a long time, but through the years, you've become such a different person, and you're vibrating so high now, and you found independence and all these things you didn't have when you first got into the relationship. So you know now what's going on. You've emotionally detached. You've done all the right things, but you still can't leave. Like, either you don't have enough money, or you won't have a place to go, or all of the above. And you're looking at the universe, and this is kind of what I see for you, of like, okay, why did I have to go through all that just to still be put through all that, even though I did everything you guided me to do? I grew and I changed and I ascended and I planned and I got off my butt and I XYZ and I this, that, and the other. And yet you still have me living here in this abuse, in that case. You know what I'm saying? The universe is saying, like, it's like your team is like showing me, like, we empathize with her. They understand, but you have to start thinking on a more long-term level. There is a reason you feel stuck, stale, and stagnant in some or multiple areas of your life right now. You are not going to be able to see your way out of it because your way out of it has not been presented yet. You still have a little ways to go. One of the things I'm seeing here, and it's a little off card, but this is why I love reading intuitively, Baby Dragon, is surrendering the idea of like an expectation. Like, if you're expecting for something to happen, like, if this is going to happen, then that's going to happen, then this, it's like, no, like the universe, like, toss that aside. Don't have any expectations, because if you have an expectation about the way something's supposed to happen, then if it starts happening in a completely and totally different way, you're not going to recognize it for the opportunity that it is, right? If you're waiting to win $10,000 in the lottery, maybe you're, I don't know, not going to go antiquing with your friend, which is the way you're supposed to end up rich, because you would have found a $1 million item in someone's garage. Do you know what I'm saying? You stayed home from antiquing to play the lottery. Like, you needed to watch the numbers and you needed to be there, and you lost the lottery, and you're like, man, why? I didn't even go out antiquing. And meanwhile, your friend goes and gets $1 million thing. Does that make sense? It's like you're expecting things to go well for you when you're vibrating high, and you're like, all right, I've worked hard and this is where I'm headed and I can see my future and it's wonderful and lovely and I'm grateful. But you're not leaving room for anything to change or to happen that's unexpected. And the fact of the matter is, you actually have no idea right now how things are going to turn for the better for you. So you just have to be open to anything and everything. You just have to take any opportunity that intuitively feels good. You have to befriend anybody that feels like a kindred spirit, like a soul. You're only halfway joined with your soul family right now. I feel like a lot of your blood family is your soul family, but a lot of the people that have joined your family, like, so for example, just say a husband, or like people through marriage, or best friends since grade school, like, those people are not your soul family. And I feel like you're clinging to them or keeping them in your life because you feel this sense of loyalty to them because you've known them for so long. The fact of the matter is, most of the people around you outside of some of your blood family, you're not soul connected with them. You're not going to have other lifetimes with them. So if you feel like a relationship, a friendship, a situation isn't working for you, baby dragon, don't be afraid to put your foot down and say no, or put your foot down and say, yes, I am doing this, because the outcome you're expecting will happen. Okay. The outcome is right, but it's the way you plan on getting there that's all skewed. And you really need to open up to the idea of it happening in a different way, maybe a more painful way with a lot more trauma, or maybe in a better way where you don't have to go through so much to get there. The fact of the matter is, though, it's up to the universe and whether or not you pay attention to your instinct, intuition, and other downloads. Mommy, I'm using the Vampire Oracle. Yeah, well, I hope that she comes on vacation with me in July. Ah! Oh, great. Thunderstorms rolling through Cincy. That means we'll have them here in New Jersey in a day or two. Don't forget, guys, this week we're talking about on Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I did an 18-minute video pre-recorded where I'm going to premiere it so y'all can chat in the premiere, where we're talking about people who had scary experiences with sleep apps. But then next week, we're talking about the Vampire Brothers of New Orleans. They were real people, real brothers who lived in the French Quarter in New Orleans in the 1930s. Skylie, you may not want to say, and that's okay if you don't. Where are you from? Are you from like the Northeast or, you know, the Western part of the United States? I know you're a minor, so you don't have to say where you're from. Okay. Okay, cool. We have some Indiana people. For some reason, I thought you were a California girl. I don't know why I thought that. Oh my God, Jarvis, no, but I saved it. I will. I'll look into it, I promise. Thank you for reminding me. It's been so crazy with me getting sick, then RJ getting sick, then playing catch up. But I did want to watch it because there aren't that many cases from Patterson that I'm aware of. There's not many at all. So when you sent that to me, I was like, oh, nice. Like I can cover something from my hometown. All right, Mom. Nobility. Interesting. Nice. Mom, hold on for 1 second. So Yosef, just hang tight, and we do like first come, first serve. So you're going to be on a list if you want a reading. This is Oracle, not Tarot. It's similar, but not the same. And I read intuitively for anyone and everyone that comes in and wants a reading. You can donate. It's not mandatory though. And I just tell you what's going on in your energy for your next week or two. Feel free to hang out and listen to me read for some others if you want to get a feel for it before you make a decision. Mom, nobility, honor, high standards, and idealistic. Card number 42. The vampires speak. There's something within you that we, the vampires, can recognize at this moment. We want you now to focus on it, recognize it, and acknowledge it. You have nobility. People, humans that is, are often so confused by this word, feeling one must be from an old and aristocratic family to have any noble blood within them. But some of the most corrupt, indecent, and coarse humans and vampires have had aristocratic origins. You have shown, thank you, Netter, nobility of spirit and action, and you have behaved in a manner which has drawn our attention. We wish to encourage you to behave in those noble ways more often. Nobility is a sense of innate virtue, or being able to do what's best and right within circumstances that would have been easier had we simply fallen into step with prevailing thinking. You have helped the helpless. You have protected one who was weaker. You have spoken up for the voiceless. You have been virtuous with no thought of reward, but this is the reward you didn't ask for, but that you deserve. For you are as a knight or lady in the most chivalrous of tales, and you have lived with grace and are becoming a more refined being with every day. Vampires, when we have learned to live beyond our instincts, our new nature gives us, can be noble creatures too, and we must fiercely fight to become so. And so we, who have lived according to a code of nobility, wish to honor you now and say you have done well. Accept the acknowledgement and know that the good deeds you have done so selflessly will ripple out into the world and make changes you may never see, but your soul will know made all the difference to one who was helpless and to whom you gave your aid. We honor you, sir, lady. That's not what it says, sir, lady. We honor you, noble sir or noble lady. Blessing. This is a wonderful opportunity to do the very best you can, which in turn will shift your vibration and attract wonderful new opportunities with honorable people toward you. Curse. If you deny the nobility within you, it will become easy for you to go for the lowest option again and again, and this is going to end up sullying your soul. With this card's presence, you are asked to tune into that part of yourself that some of you call the higher self. You are being asked to do the right thing and to do the best thing, even if it's not the most advantageous or easiest thing. You're also being asked for a time to be of service and assistance for others and to give. So, Mom, this is talking a lot about, like, you know, what you've put out versus what you've received. And I've said to you for a really long time that even energetically, and forget everything else where it's totally imbalanced, not in your favor, energetically, you are very unbalanced where what you give and what you take in, or what people give to you, right? Just energetic reciprocation. I'm not going to talk about anything specific that may or may not be going on, but what I will say is stay positive, keep doing the right thing, and don't worry so much about things that are going on, like with, for example, like a fear of getting in trouble for something you didn't do, a fear of being blamed for something. I feel like your life and your energy are going to speak for themselves in that matter. Now, as far as I'm seeing intuitively with this card as well, it's like when you meet somebody, and this has been a theme tonight, okay? When you meet somebody and everyone around you is telling you, you know, Bob is so awesome. He's so nice. You've got to meet him. And you meet Bob and you immediately, like, you're nice to him, but you know that Bob is not what he's, you know what I'm saying, Mom? How you always know that about people. I'm the same way. I have that where we just kind of can look at someone and be like, oh, right? But you shake his hand anyway and you're friendly and everyone's like, oh, isn't he so nice? And you just kind of go along like, yeah, he's nice. And then suddenly it's like, well, you know, Bob wants to borrow $100. You should just like, instead of saying, no, I don't trust Bob and I'm sorry that you guys like him so much. This is just a silly example. I'm not doing that. This would be you doing what you normally do and thinking to yourself, well, I don't want this person to be mad at me and I don't want to hurt them. So I'm just going to give the guy the $50. Do you know what I'm saying? This is like going along to make sure others aren't mad at you. But at the same time, I feel like there are opportunities coming into your life that you're not seeing because you're worried about someone else being upset. This person's going to be angry. These people aren't going to understand why you made the decision you did. And as long as you stay in that kind of fear vibration of like wondering or worrying about what others are going to think or say about what you do with your life, and I don't see this to an extreme degree. I just feel like with some things, you may not want to do whatever, you know, go bowling every Thursday night with your best friend. It may be tedious and aggravating to you, but God forbid you should say, look, I don't want to go bowling anymore, right? Because then your best friend might be mad or offended. That would be your best friend's problem, not yours. So there you go, putting your energy and effort into doing something that you really don't want to do, being around someone you're not even sure you're friends with anymore, just so that there's no issue. When really the issue would be theirs. It would be their thing to deal with. I feel like there's an opportunity coming up for you to do something that I think you really, really would enjoy doing. And I feel like fear of the past and fear of possibly pissing off someone close to you who you care about very much could stop you from taking this opportunity. And I want to warn you against that. If your instinct and intuition tells you all systems go, it's safe to go on vacation, or it's It'll be okay to go on a date with this person. Like, it doesn't matter who else likes it or not, myself included. And I'm your daughter, your favorite daughter. I'm just saying, we don't have to get into that. But like, even if it's me, it doesn't matter because I'm not living your life. And if I really love you and really support you, I'll get over it quickly and understand that you're a grown-ass woman who can make her own decisions. Don't be led astray. Don't be led into not doing things you're really excited about doing or doing things you're uncomfortable with doing. You know, you're independent now. You're kind of on your own, even though you have a ton of family around you and we all love you so much. You have the ability to basically do whatever you want. You make your own decisions. So don't let someone who's going to try to bully you into doing something or saying something or not doing something or not saying something. Or when it comes down to a really serious or important situation, Mom, to let someone make you make a choice that you know deep down inside is wrong, but you just don't want to argue with them. And that's very real right now. I got that big flashing lights. Like, don't let someone speak on your behalf and don't let someone irritate you into making the decision they want you to make or saying the thing they want you to say. Because deep down inside, your instinct and intuition, they're like working overtime lately. You know what's up. You know the ulterior motives. You know the hidden messages. You've got this, Mom. And while you can lean on us and depend on us, your children and your grandchildren and your family, we love you so much, you don't really need us to help you make decisions, not small ones. It's okay to get our input, to get our advice, but at the end of the day, you don't have to take it. And I feel like someone is kind of, I don't want to say bullying because I think that's a harsh word, but someone's kind of pressuring you to do or say something or not do or not say something that you really intuitively feel like you just want to do or you just want to say. Who's next? Netter, be careful.
You just said it right there.
It's Netter?
Yeah.
Netter, be very careful, please. Oh, Blue, of course. Yes, I'm bringing my gemstones with me, but I'll send you good morning pics of the ocean and the sunrise. Mom, you need to get one of these. I'll get you one. It's called a boom boom stick. This one's lavender. I know you hate lavender, but just be careful being in Vermont. Did I stutter? No, be careful being in Vermont, please. All right. Netter, we're using deep, dark, and dangerous. Sorry, some of the readings are taking long, guys, but we've been going through them so quickly the past few weeks. I figured I'd give my all. I mean, I always give my all, but you guys know what I mean. Just having a good week this week. All right, Spirit, what is going on with New England Dirt Roadie? Wait, it's you or Skyly right now? No.
It's Nutter. It's Nutter. We're going in order. He's the last member. He's the last person that's already taken care of and all that. So.
Oh yeah. He's the last paid. Okay. She's saying she's after Bat Mom. I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to trust Steven on that one.
She's after Bat Mom. It's
okay.
Ben, Bat Mom, and Skyly.
So Blue, this is still your deck. It's just his favorite deck. You're still the deep, dark, and dangerous one. Don't worry. Hades. Card number 7, the Underworld. Netter, everything has a cycle and a time span. Death is a natural part of life. Plan a legacy. What matters most to you? Knowing this helps you live a better life. Move through change. What ideas have passed their use-by date and can be left behind? So time to move on from something that just didn't work out and isn't going to. And I feel like Netter, you know that intuitively, but you're still holding on to this expectation that like maybe one day, and it's like, no. There's a myth that many people don't know about the Greek underworld of the god Hades. Hades had 2 brother gods, Zeus and Poseidon. When their father Kronos divided up the kingdoms of the world so as to not cause a fight, the brothers decided the fairest way was to draw lots for their kingdoms. Hades inherited the underworld by lots. and his brothers Zeus and Poseidon received the sky and sea respectively. While Zeus was the leader of the three, Hades was neither monstrous, evil, nor ugly. Like many dark gods, Hades has a bad reputation simply because of his association with death and darkness. As one of the gods of the underworld, Hades was well respected by Greeks, and they were careful to honor him well, yet of course he was feared. Unlike, say, Ares, Hades was not a particularly nasty god and even looked for love a little more seriously than his brothers. The story of Persephone is possibly the most famous story featuring Hades, and one that shows that death is just another cyclic part of life. In the oldest form of the myth, Hades falls in love with Demeter's daughter Persephone, and it is a chaste and proper love. Hades goes to Zeus for permission, and Zeus promises Persephone's hand in marriage. Unfortunately, Zeus does not tell the women this and forgets about his promise. Hades waits, and one day, while watching his love happily frolicking on a day out with her friends, he rises up out of the ground and kidnaps her. Nap kids. We'll say nap kids because we're on YouTube. Oh, thank you, Aunt Teresa. What's up, girl? Everyone, that is my Aunt Teresa. She's the best aunt in the world. Hades takes her down deep to his dark domain of the underworld and tries to woo her, explaining that she was promised to him. Demeter, goddess of agriculture and a dedicated mother, searches the world for her daughter. She is, of course, no longer to be found on the surface of the earth. In her huge grief, Demeter stops facilitating the growth and production of all food and all plants. Everything dies back. There is no food, and the race of man begins to starve. Meanwhile, Hades offers Persephone a red pomegranate. This is the fruit of death, and anyone who eats of this must stay in Hades. By this time, the gods have figured out that Hades has Persephone and Zeus asks his brother to free her. However, Persephone has partaken of 6 seeds of the fruit, so Hades now has claim to her. Nighthawk, what's up? In fairness, Demeter negotiates with Hades so that Persephone can live 6 months of the year with Hades and 6 with her. Persephone becomes queen of the underworld in her own right, and then, led by her torch-bearing friend Hecate, rises from this realm to spend time with her mother for the rest of the year. So the underworld is a realm like any other, and one that, although is full of mystery, is full of possibilities. Death is the stop before rebirth. A fallow field with nothing growing is necessary so that things may be planted and spring forth again. The underworld, like our unconscious, is a place of infinite possibilities. Plant companion is lily, and your crystal companion is black tourmaline, which I know you have some. Aunt Teresa, yeah. Yeah. You gonna let me read for you tonight? She's scared, guys. She's scared. I'm gonna get you in a private reading, though, one of these days. I'm going to come visit soon, and I'm going to bring my stuff. I was going to do it at the party last time, but we just didn't have time. All right. So, Netter. The underworld. This isn't someone dying, right? This isn't, but this is the death of something in your life. And I feel like the trip to Vermont is like, it's so obvious here, right? You were so desperate to get out of Colorado. I'm not going to take credit for it, but, you know, I did help you make the choice to move to New York and not, you know, stay there where you were literally in danger, and overrun with attachment. I feel like, though, this trip to Vermont is like a turning point in your life. You think you're just going there for whatever. Yeah, that's yours. You think you're just going there for like whatever, whatever you're going there for, some bike thing. And you are, but like there's something else that's happening in tandem with that where, yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, I guess. I didn't really know. And I was like, maybe that wasn't for me. It's all about me, Aunt Teresa. Me. I'm a Pisces. Get out of here. It's a turning point. Okay. So something is going to change. Now, I don't know if this is going to be something like that's going to be big and bright and you're going to see it. Like you meet the love of your life and she literally falls off the bike into your arms and it's a bicycling love story. But I feel like something uniquely for you is going to happen. Or like when this happens, it's like something is going to click. So you're going to have to really check in with your instinct and your intuition. And you're going to have to accept what it's telling you, right? So you could like, you know, I don't even know how to explain what this is because it's going to be, I believe, so incredibly random and unexpected, except you might expect it now because I'm telling you. But I think even then, it's going to be something so unexpected that like you may not even notice it until you get back home, right? Where it's like, oh my gosh, like I don't feel this way anymore. Or, oh my gosh, I've decided I'm not doing that. There's like this major shift in your vibration while you're in Vermont. And I feel like you really needed that. And I feel like the reason for that, I mean, I'm not a geographer, but I feel like Vermont is closer to Colorado than New York is, right? Right? Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought because I'm seeing this like connection to like the past, which is like where he was. And I feel like it's just something energetic coming full circle. Netter, regardless of if it's closer or not, I see a connection to something going on in Colorado that like is unfinished in your spirit with your energy. And it's literally going to feel, I'll tell you the two things, okay? It's either going to feel like you can't breathe. All of a sudden you're having this crazy panic attack and you don't know what's going on and it lasts for like 3 to 4 minutes and then you're over it and you're like, what the heck was that? That's when the shift is here. The second way that it could happen is just you're walking along or riding along or driving along and you just suddenly feel like literally like you lost, like weight has dropped off you. There's some energetic release happening here of something you're leaving behind so that when you come back around this way, you're like back to even keel again. You're not carrying this energetic baggage. I don't know what this is. I don't know if you're gonna like run into somebody who like you've been holding something, you know, I don't know, hon, but you're gonna have to let me know. And like I said, you'll know how it feels. One of those two ways. So that's Hades, and that's Persephone. And what they're saying is Hades inherited the underworld from his father. He inherited it and he drew it by lot. He could have ended up with the sky or the sea. And then we'd be talking about Poseidon being, you know, demonic and like, so it's just a natural, like the shedding of a snake's skin. It's like you're leaving that skin behind. You are molting. Yeah, I love these cards too. It is one of my most favorite decks. Who's next? Nighthawk.
Well, I thought she was talking about you too.
I wasn't sure because I'm thinking to myself when she said that, actually, I've been doing pretty good.
Yeah, you've been doing pretty
good.
And
then I was like, yeah, but we've been sick, so maybe that.
Yeah, that you guys have been bouncing back and forth with that.
But I mean, otherwise, I've been.
But I appreciate it. It means a lot. Next is Bat Mom. You still here?
She's here.
You for a bit.
She's here.
Okay.
All right. Bat Mom, we're using myths and mermaids. No, it is definitely not bad, and I love it. Hey, it's relaxing. I don't know how you relax with my voice blaring through whatever speaker you're listening from, but I mean, hey, more power to you. You're welcome, Edna. Thank you for being awesome. Thanks for the awesome energy. Everyone who's been watching my TikTok, my IG, my Facebook, my YouTube shorts, guys, I've been putting out a lot every day. Just TikTok, just to like get the content out there, get it moving. If you guys could like it on TikTok, bookmark it, share it, and like it, and follow me. That's like, if you do all of the things to all of my videos, I'm telling you, I'm going to blow up over there. Over here, same thing. Like, comment at least 7 characters in the comment section. Share it out to someone who might like. And Teresa, do it. Do it.
If you
I've
want
been
me
waiting
to
for
be
years.
If you want me to be honest with you, she'll probably tag you pretty good. So go ahead and do it tonight. I'm telling you, it'd be worth it. I want to hear it.
Yeah, I've been trying to
from
read
you.
for my aunt for years. For years. Let's just do it.
Yes. Bless your
All
heart,
right.
little lady.
I'll take it easy on you. I won't overwhelm you too much. Don't worry. All right. Bat Mom, water elementals, card number 10. All right, Aunt Teresa, I'll let you know when you're up. Hang tight. It won't be too long. I know she's going to change her mind. A group of 3 water nymphs lounge in a pond, deep in contemplation, joined by their dolphin fish friend. They rest and ponder under a darkened sky among the reeds and water lilies. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep reading for Bat Mom. I'm going to do Skyly, and then I'm going to do Aunt Teresa. All right? So Aunt Teresa, hang tight. You'll be a couple minutes. Deborah, you got it, sweetie. Divination message, all will be balanced. Bat Mom, lately you've had your share of ups and downs. There have been many instances of confusion and times when you have felt pulled in several directions at once. External stressors have been wreaking havoc. Everything from unpredictable weather to unstable relationships can have a big impact on our emotional outlook. But fear not, my friend, for it won't be long before your life and body regain their natural sense of harmony and balance. You may need to reevaluate the aspects of your life that are giving you the most trouble and try setting some appropriate boundaries. If someone is taking too much of your time and energy, it's all right to limit their presence and their influence. And I've said this many times tonight, actually. Look to the near future and breathe a deep sigh of relief. Once again, you'll feel calm, clear-headed, and motivated to live your life to the fullest. So, Bat Mom, you know this, right? When we're allowing others to take too much. And I feel like you're knowingly, maybe it could be another person, like, they're taking too much, but you're like, you know what? They can't do anything for themselves anyway. So I'm just going to keep giving. And I spoke to someone in a personal today, someone I'm very, very close to, and it was the same thing. The feeling that I'm getting is similar to that, where it's like you're doing so much for this one person or pouring so much into this one situation, and you don't really have to be. So this would be like someone calling you every month and saying, Bat Mom, I can't pay my rent, and me and my 5 kids are going to be put out on the street, and I don't know what I'm going to do, and giving you the sob story. And every month they're like, next month I won't need you. And something's off, but you can't turn away a mom and 6 kids. So you give her the money, even though you don't have it. Now you can't get groceries, whatever the case. You're giving your all. It's like in the next couple of weeks, you're going to find out that this person didn't even need the money. They have a full-time job, a 401k, and a bank account. They were just trying to get a little extra on the side from you. That is the exact energy I'm feeling. I mean, not that exact situation, but it's like you've been pouring, even like knowing that you shouldn't be, not really wanting to, into something or someone, even though you don't have the best feeling about it. And now you're going to finally be set free because you're finally going to understand that this person was taking advantage of you, manipulating you, mind effing you the whole time, or that this situation is never going to advance. So for example, if it's a job, like in the next couple of weeks, you'll find out, even after all the extra hours you worked where you didn't get paid, all the extra work you did, there's no room for promotion. Someone's been lying to you the whole time. And while this can be devastating and painful and it could piss you off, think about it this way. You're no longer going to have to do this. You're no longer going to feel compelled to help this scam artist because you knew deep down inside something was wrong. You're no longer going to be compelled to work extra overtime for free to help the business out because this person, this situation, there's no reciprocity. We're back to that again. You're not gaining anything from it. You're just giving. And whenever we're in relationships, friendships, kinships, situationships, we're in situations like that, whether it's with people or just the situation itself, it will never benefit us, ever. And the cat's being let out of the bag in the next couple of weeks. And the universe is saying, rage silently if you need to. Go in your bathroom and scream into a towel. Don't let it get you to where you make a major mistake, like you punch someone in the jaw, and now you're going to jail on top of everything else. Here we go. When really you could just let it go and, silently like count your blessings about it. All right. Skyly, we're using Della Nuates. Then we're going to read for Aunt Teresa. I'm excited. Batmom, what I'm saying is like, you're specifically being told, like, go with the flow. You may want to, but then you're giving him leverage against you when really you could just be like, you know what? That's a karma cookie in the cookie jar. Okay. That's going to come back around on them tenfold. You can walk away knowing that for absolute certainty, and you'll probably end up seeing a little bit of that karma hit them, but not if you're like in jail. All right, Skyly girl, you got the wolf, card number 22. I am the wild wolf standing before a full moon. I often appear in fairy tales, though my appearance is feared most of the time. They say I'm cruel, hungry, and merciless. They say I eat little pigs, little boys, little girls, and grandmothers as well. They say I hide in the forest with my gleaming fangs and voracious appetite. But this is all legend. I'm actually nobler, sweeter, and more inspiring than what is said everywhere. I'm here to tell you that your inner wilderness needs to be heard and unleashed. Stop being reasonable, stop being tidy and careful. Go through the forest, bay at the moon, dig your claws into the ground, and show your fangs. Run, growl, bark. The time has come to be wild. Your soul belongs to the night and the moon. The wolf within you wants to be released and act freely. So listen to this call and unchain your inner wolf. This is why I don't like reading for minors. This is no offense. Like, don't disobey your parents. That's the number one message here. Don't disobey your parents. I feel like what this is about is a friendship, okay, or a group of people your age that you're around, where it's like you're just not like vibing with them. Right. And I feel like a lot of the stuff you do is, and this is no judgment or indictment, we have all been there. You're either going through the motions because you just kind of want to have people around, or, you know, you want to really love, you know, for example, cheerleading, and you love the people involved and you made a lot of new friends, but you just can't stand it. But you're still going along and putting your energy into it because you want, you know, to have the title. Like, there's something here that you're doing so inauthentically, Skyly, and the universe is like, forget that, go and be yourself. And I know this sounds really cliche, but I feel like the minute you stand up for yourself in some area where like you feel like you're being kind of pushed, this could be with, I know it sounds so silly, but like somebody offering you like a cigarette and you're like, no, and they make fun of you and mock you, and you telling them what's up, like, that's disgusting. And, you know, like, you standing up for yourself is going to bring a whole new either group or a whole other person to you that's more suited to your personality and your vibe. And you won't feel so unbalanced and off all the time, where like you're constantly having to jump through hoops, and the people you hang out with who say they're your friends are constantly moving the goalposts. You know, it's like this game someone's playing with you, where it's like one day they're your friend and the next day, you know, you've got to jump through hoops to prove to them that you're worthy of their friendship. I feel like in the next week or two, you're going to have a unique opportunity to say exactly what's on your mind to a bully or someone you feel is like bullying you on purpose. And this doesn't have to be cursing or being rude or obnoxious. And I tell this to the adults as well, where it's like, you don't have to be confrontational to confront someone. You don't have to be rude. And actually, the nicer and kinder and more relaxed you are, the further you'll get, because other people will be able to understand what you're saying, and they will be able to see your side of it. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to be one of those, who's been bullied, raise your hand if you've been bullied by Regina George type things. You've got to put someone in their place, or they're going to they're going to continuously treat you like the way that this person is or these people are. And 2, it's going to block this other really amazing person or this amazing group of friends from coming in, because now you're associated with this person, even though you really don't want to be. I'm sorry to say I did not watch the video you made, but I think I did subscribe to your new channel. All right, I'm going to read for my Aunt Teresa right now before she leaves and before she changes her mind. So thank you, everyone, for your patience. Aunt Teresa, I'm using Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracle. It's one of my favorites, as I said, and the messages are pretty in-depth and spiritually connected. So good. Wow. Hold on, the card just like flew out. Oh, there it is. Hydra, regeneration. Nighthawk, thank you so much for showing up and for all the support in the comments and just under my videos. I see it and I really do appreciate it. All right, so Aunt Teresa, this flew out, which has not happened yet tonight, which means this is really your card. You got card number 11, which is actually a very special number. It's a deep card. It's the Hydra, and it's the card of regeneration. All right. Deal with this issue now. Don't allow it to become more complex or get worse. Reject any and all gossip. Look for the source of the problem. Go to the beginning to understand the motive. The Hydra of Lerna is a legendary creature whose legacy is recognized today. This infamous multi-headed water serpent's name and powers of regeneration are used in popular culture and in common sayings, like to cut something off at the head, or if you don't cut things off at the head quick enough, two will take its place. Both of these sayings are from the myth of the Hydra. See? I told you. Good night, Skyly. In the second of his 12 labors, Heracles was charged by King Eurystheus under the goddess Hera's control to kill the Hydra. Killing the Hydra would not be easy, as the Hydra possessed breath that was as deadly as poison. Its odor could knock someone unconscious, and of course, the 6 heads with lethal power could dismember and eat you. If that wasn't enough, if you cut off one of the heads, at least 2 would grow in its place. Heracles covered his face tightly with cloth and his lion skin to stop the poison and fumes entering his lungs, and he shot a flaming arrow into the lair of the monster. He was armed with a long, sharp sickle and his club. The monster appeared, and he cut off one head. Immediately, of course, 2 grew back in his place, so he's not exactly off to a great start. Heracles had his nephew Iolaus with him, and the young man witnessed in horror the regeneration of the Hydra's head. He had no idea, though, as to how the Hydra's regrowth might be stopped, an idea possibly planted by Athena, who loves heroes. Iolaus took a flaming torch and told Heracles that if he cut it off at the head, he would quickly cauterize the stump with the flames. Maybe this would work. So with great force, Heracles cut off a head, and Iolaus used the torch, flames rising from the Hydra's body. It seemed to be working. And then Hera, realizing that perhaps the 2 heroes would be triumphant, sent a giant crab to attack them. The cancer crab, by the way. So you could be dealing with or in a situation with a crabby cancer. Where was I? Sorry. Heracles swung his club and smashed its shell and stepped heavily upon it, neutralizing it. Soon there was only one head left, and with the golden sword gifted to him by Athena, Heracles swung hard and removed the last Hydra head. He placed the head still alive between 2 huge rocks on the sacred way between Lerna and Iolaus. There he collected some of the Hydra's poisonous blood to use as a weapon in the future. While the king recognized that Heracles did indeed conquer the Hydra, he imposed another 2 labors upon him because the original labors were 10, but this was because he had assistance from his nephew, and the idea of using the torch to cauterize was not his own. Hera was sad that her creature had been killed and raised it up into the sky as the constellation Hydra to shine in immortality. Your plant companion is lantana. I don't know what that is, but I do know your crystal companion is kyanite, and that's actually one of my favorite stones. All right, so this actually makes perfect sense. There's a major, major issue happening, and I feel like there's a part of you that's like, we need to like maybe wait it out, get more information in order to make a better decision. That's okay. But what the universe is telling you here is like, make sure you're actively doing something and not just waiting for something to happen with it, right? Make sure that, I'm going to just think of how to put this. Make sure that you don't end up kind of stuck where it's like, I don't know what to do, right? Like, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to let the situation play out. That's okay, but also make sure that while you're going through this, you're, getting your stuff in order. You're making sure that, whatever the situation might be, that like you're able to prove whatever you have to say. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, make sure that no matter what, you are on point with your stuff. And I feel like the longer you wait, I feel like you're going to be okay in the long run, because I do feel like a disconnect from the situation. So like, whatever it is, it's like you're involved, but like, it's not really to do with you. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like you're involved, but here's the situation and you're like on the orbit of it. So you have an easier chance of being able to, come out of this on top. But if you sit around and waiting and like procrastinating and waiting for others to like get back to you on this, get back to you on that, make sure you stay on top of whatever this is. Either way, you're going to come out just fine, because I don't feel, again, like a connection to it, like you did something or said something or you were the cause of whatever this is. But I do feel like it's a big thing. And I feel like the more that it's impossible not to worry, but like the more that you worry about it, the more you're going to only see like negative could be's, right? So try to sit there and be like, I know I'm in the right. I know that this is like ending a relationship. Like, for example, stupid example, you and Uncle Dave were to break up and he turns around and starts just saying all these crazy lies about you. So instead of just sitting around and like having all of your friends and family turn against you, not that we would, but just this is the example, you got to like start getting those receipts, getting those receipts and being like, no, actually he did this. No, actually he said this. No, actually make sure too that if there's somebody, because like there's a situation, then there's boom, boom, this person, then there's Aunt Teresa. It's okay to have someone's back and to help them and to believe in them, right? But you also don't want to throw yourself under the bus or be thrown under the bus. So make sure you go with your gut instinct and intuition, right? If there's somebody else involved here, go with your gut. If you believe them, back them up. If you don't believe them, make sure you're able to say that. If something doesn't make sense, even if you do believe them, you have the right to question whatever this is that's going on. Because for some reason, I see this major effect on you. I want you to understand, though, in looking much deeper, like further, I don't see it being as bad as it could be. Right? I don't see it ending, whatever this is, with like the world ends, which for some reason I see that it kind of could, right? It's just like it's a laborious process. It's going to take forever. Make sure you've got all your receipts. Make sure you got your T's crossed, your I's dotted. Make sure you stand up for what's right, but also make sure you're not led in kind of a direction to like take the easy way out. If you're right, you're right, and stand on that and stand on business. Don't be bullied or manipulated into taking an easy way out or to just having it just go away. Like, no, like you deserve to be heard. You deserve for your name to be clear. You deserve for people to know that you're right. You deserve, I don't know what this is, but just know it's not going to be as bad as it could be in the long run. You're okay. You've got this, because I see you as completely disconnected from it. And I also feel like this strong, like sense of support of like you just wanting to like really protect someone. And that's always okay, right? Especially like if, I think I know what this is now. So that's what I'm going to say. And if you'd like to ask me questions privately, I would love to. It just clicked in my head and I'm not going to talk about it, but you're going to be all right. And the other parties involved are going to be all right. I just feel like there's like this feeling of like being pushed to like do something very quickly, to act quickly, but also you don't want to just like languish. Get your receipts together, make sure you're on point, make sure anything that you say, you can back up. And I see the Cancer connection now. And of course, I feel you should believe in that person and support that person. Just make sure it's not to your detriment. And I would tell the other person the same thing. Don't make anything you're doing to your own detriment, right? Stand on that. Don't be manipulated or bossed around or bullied, okay? Because I see like this pressure. Don't be bullied into saying something you don't mean or, anything like that, because I see that coming along too. And if you want to talk to me more privately, you have my permission to text me. That just hit me like a lightning bolt. I'm like, I've said too much. Oh, Aunt Teresa, I'm so glad you got a reading. Nut slap. Hello. We've got to go over how to do, what's it called? Reactions. And little man got his controller. So I was going to have him text you, but I wasn't sure if you were working. So I love you, Aunt Teresa. I can't wait to see you again, and I hope we can get together soon. Hopefully my mom will come on this lovely vacation I planned for her. Hint, hint, push her in the right direction. But I love you. I genuinely do. Yeah, Ghosty wants to meet you. Blue Crossroads. Yeah. So you're a wonderful woman. I mean, I've known you since I was younger. You are the best hostess. You are so sweet and so kind and so giving. And I feel like you just want to make sure that that doesn't end up, you know, getting you kicked in the butt. But you also have to stand up for what's right. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not the type of person that's like, well, that's your problem, buddy. Like, you don't do that, but you don't want to take it to an extreme either. I'm like tearing up because I love my aunt so much. She's so sweet. Yeah, no, longer than that. I think it was longer than that nut slap that it took, because we had the whole issue with we had to wait to go get it. Then we finally got there. They didn't have it. Then we had to wait for them to send it out. Then they never sent it out. Then we had to go. It was an ordeal. He got it, though. Thank you. I told him it was a birthday present from you. You're going to be just fine, Aunt Teresa. You're going to come out of this, you know, perfectly fine. I feel like your reputation speaks for itself, and who you are, your character is going to, like, you know, it's going to be like speak wonders and volumes for you. I know. I can't help it. You're one of those people that's just a bright light in like everyone's world that you touch. You know, when I was younger, I didn't really know you, and I had all my issues, and I didn't know how to feel about you. And I think that's because I was uncomfortable, because I always tell my clients and my friends, like, sometimes when someone's so bright and you have darkness surrounding you, their light will irritate the crap out of you, because you're in that darkness. And I think that was the issue, because you really are just such a beautiful human being. Yeah, and I'm very blessed to have them. Good. If you, like I said, if you have any additional questions, there are a couple other things I wanted to say, but I'm not going to obviously say publicly, but just think about it. Listen to what I said, and think about if you have any more questions. Who's next?
Life with Bobby.
Life with Bobby. Well, Nutsap, I don't call you because I never know. I don't know your work schedule, but maybe we'll do Friday. But you got to just text me what time, or let me know what time. Life with Bobby. We're using Dark Goddesses. The Dark Goddesses. We didn't use this one yet tonight. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure like what time, because you said you worked half the day, and plus I was sick one week, then RJ was sick, but we'll get there definitely, because it's something I really, really want to do. All right, Life with Bobby, you got Yuki Ona. And by the way, thank you everyone for your patience and for waiting. Yeah, okay. You got to let me know then, because it hit me and I'm like, oh, I don't want to say anything about this. Yeah, we should talk privately. Just text me. Text me when you have a couple minutes and I'll call you. I love you. And Mom, if you're listening, I love you. Bobby, now is the time to release control and to open yourself to change. You've been holding on too tightly to an idea or situation that needs to be released. You're being challenged to let go of the old and the familiar and face the fear of the unknown. A new chapter is beginning. Yuki Onna whispers to you to surrender to the mysteries of life. Okay, so I feel like Life with Bobby, this isn't talking about relinquishing control, like letting... Blue Crossroads, are you okay? Letting people like make decisions for you or anything like that, or like, you know, you're a control freak. What this is like, you've got to go with the flow in a situation. I feel like something is happening or is about to happen, right, in your life. Yeah, she does. Where, you know why, hold on, you know why she has strange eyes? The release, the relinquishing of control. If you can't see what's happening, it's very hard to control the narrative, right? It's very hard to tell someone, take that and put it there, right? And that's important to what I'm about to say to Bobby, because this is you, like, something's about to happen. I think that's very reminiscent of something that's either happened before or that's been there before, okay? And you're like, I'm not dealing with this again. Like, I'm not doing this again. And like, it's going to make you want to shut down and remove yourself from the situation. or from the person or people involved. However, what this is saying is be blind to it. Act as if it's all brand new. Don't judge what's happening now in the present or what, this amazing thing that could happen in the future because it almost happened once and didn't, or because you were promised it was going to happen once and someone lied to you. Whatever this is, or whoever this is, it's the real deal. It is the real deal. And thank you. That was coursing through my head too. And it's like, you are blind. You're blind though it's happening right in front of you. You're blind though it's happening right in front of you. And that's not to say something bad is happening right in front of you. This is something good. This is higher vibrational. But the problem is you already think you know how this is going to go. You already believe. So this is something a little extreme too. So I see it like, for example, you have a family member that you love so, so much, but for the last 10 years, they've been in and out of rehab and just in addiction, and they come and they're clean and they stay in your house and they rob you, and then they go to jail for it, and then they get clean, and then they use again, and then they come and stay in your house and you forget. You know what I'm saying? This would be like that person after 5 years coming and saying, I've been clean 4.5 years. I need a place to stay. And you being like, oh no. That would be perfectly warranted. But what I'm saying is, in this situation, the universe is asking you, like, take a risk, take a chance. Don't try to control the outcome. Just go along for the ride for the fun of it. Just be in it for whether it works out or whether it doesn't. Be in it for the present moment. Yeah, just think about it. Because remember, it's the next week or two, and could even go through like up to a month. I always tell people a week or two, give it at least a month if it doesn't resonate. I feel like there's something coming in that might trigger you in a very negative way. And the universe is saying, please don't react on that or respond in that way, because what and or whoever this is, it's very good for you. It could be something as simple as, like I was just talking to my mom, like going on a vacation and you're like, that never works for me. Something crazy always happens on vacation, and the universe is like, no, you need to take this vacation. Act as though you have no idea that there could be a negative outcome. Come at everything and everyone new in your life, in that you'll get this exciting feeling. After the initial fear subsides, you'll be like excited, be like, where did that come from? That's your spirit. Like, let's go, let's do this. Who cares? Throw caution to the wind. Now, you don't want to do this to your detriment. You don't let your uncle who robs houses for a living come and live with you, right? And be like, oh, well, no attachment to the outcome. No, but like, again, like taking a risk, taking a chance, doing something fun or new and exciting, or at the very least, something that you never thought you'd do again or that you'd ever do. This is a leap of faith. This is saying to the universe, you know what? I trust you that you're always doing things for me and never to me, and working with me and just going for it. Look out for this in the next month or so. This could also be a person coming in from the past, and that could be like where the trigger comes in. But I feel like whoever this person is, if this is the case, they have changed, they have grown. Take it slow, but you got this. Regret the future and fear the past, I guess. Yosef, let us know if you want a card. Deborah did want one, if she's still here.
Deborah, if you're still here, let us know. You can go next. And then, are these people still here? 3 souls, Roger Blair, Mr. J, Mike J, Deborah, which we just said, and Local Squatch, Uso, and, of course, Yosef. If you people are here, you got to let us know, because we're ready for those cards. So, she's here. Go ahead.
Deborah, I see you. Just give me 1 second. I just want to call the rest of those names. 3 Souls Paranormal, Johnny Appleseed,
Johnny Appleseed.
That's Mr. J. Ursula. Who else?
Roger Blair.
Roger Blair. Mike J.
Mike J. Local Squatch. And that's it.
Local Squatch. If any of you are here and you want a reading, let us know right now. Otherwise, that's it.
Yep.
Put up or shut up. Gosh. I need to go take a shower. You're welcome, Life with Bobby. Thank you for hanging out and for being so supportive all the time. I'm not going to forget the people who, even though you guys couldn't donate, were letting me try something out and still came in and showed support and hung out. And, Netter, they're all free again. I went back to free because I couldn't keep turning people away. I meant to tell you that before, but I was not thinking. But thank you. I do appreciate that. Well, when we were younger, it's just something that I called them. You know how kids are like stupid sometimes, or they're silly. I shouldn't say stupid. They're silly. So when we learned about like the story of Johnny Appleseed, that's what I would call him. He was my whipping boy when we were little. He would like follow me home from school, and I'd like hit him and make him carry my books. Like, yeah.
You're doing Deborah now, right? Sorry.
Huh?
You're doing Deborah now, right?
Deborah's now, yes. Her card just dropped.
Not slap. And then if none of those people speak up, you're done. And are you doing timestamps?
Casey and Lotus.
Okay.
Miss Deborah, you have card number 32, Ayin, the Fairy Queen, the card of protection. The number 32 and 23 came up so many times today for me in personals and in here tonight. My spirit number, my angel number is 1, 2, 3, 4, but I'm going to have to look into the numbers 2 and 3 or 3 and 2 together because it's crazy. This is like the 16th time the number 32 or 23 came out for me today in these readings. All right, Miss Deborah. Nutslap, you better. Yes, pretty much. Is your mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual well-being being threatened or violated by another? And if so, what boundaries can you put in place, Deborah, to protect yourself? Call upon Ayin for protection if you feel that your personal sovereignty and safety is being physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually threatened. The Fairy Queen empathetically reminds you that even if you have been violated in some way, your honor can never be taken from you as it is inherent. Ayin is a significant goddess of ancient Celtic lore who rules over summer, love, protection, fertility, sovereignty, healing, and the sun. Over time, she became linked with the Fae and began to be known as the Fairy Queen of Munster, a province in the south of Ireland. As a goddess associated with the summer solstice, Ayin brings prosperity and ensures healthy crops and livestock. It's said that Ailill Elam, the ruling king of Munster, grapes Ayin, who, outraged, bit off his ear, ultimately dethroning him as only an unblemished person could fill the role of High King of Ireland at the time. Ursa, would you like a reading? Due to the violation and disrespect that she experienced at the hands of a man who was unworthy of his status and position of power, something that far too many women have experienced, Ayin became known as a protector of women and the land. Since the earth is a sacred being and women and women's bodies are a symbolic expression of the earth's sacredness, Ayin legitimized or destroyed kings depending on the level of respect and honor they demonstrated towards the land, its animals, its people, particularly women. All right, Urso, I'm only asking because sometimes it doesn't resonate, so I'm not sure, and it's just easier to choose a deck and connect with your energy if I know. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to. Do you identify with feminine or masculine energy more? If you don't want to answer or it's not black and white or whatever, that's fine. No problem with that. I will just read for you. But it is a lot easier for me to, kind of catch your vibe if I know the answer to that. I don't want to offend you. All right. So, Deborah, I definitely feel like, and this is going to sound very cliche, but just let me explain. You've definitely been screwed over. You've been wronged. And I feel like there's like a running theme of kind of the same situation happening. When something like this happens, and I'm just going to use this. Oh, I'm not done yet, girl. I read intuitively. Okay, I got you. Deborah, when something like this happens, and I'm going to use this as an example. Some people, for example, no matter how good their relationships start out, they always end up that they're with an abusive person, whether they're physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, psychically, all of the above abusive. They're always like, crap, I'm in another abusive relationship. What the heck? And I've grown so much and I've changed so much and I've, vibrating so high. That is a soul lesson. What you're experiencing, the thing that keeps coming up and coming up, is the result of you needing to make a different decision in a situation. So, for example, just for example, you were that person in every relationship you've ever been in. It's turned out that you've ignored all the red flags. You've ignored your instinct and intuition telling you this person's not who they're saying they are. This person's not everything they seem to be. This person, whatever. And you're like, nah, I'm going to let this play out. I really like this person. Ignoring the red flags, ignoring your instinct and intuition. And girl, I know all about this way too well. All right. So no judgment or indictment over here ever. But it always ends the same. So now in that scenario, you're falling in love again. The universe is saying that's perfectly fine. Don't be afraid to keep trying the same thing over and over again. Some people say the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And in some cases it is. But in most cases, especially regarding spiritual matters, that's just determination, baby. Don't let what happened in the past, even if it happened many, many, many times before, dictate the future. Take leaps of faith, take chances. But the one thing, whether you're in an abusive situation now or whether it's still going on now where someone's manipulating you or whatever this negative thing happening that's kind of keeps appearing in your life is, the point of the matter is to follow your instincts and intuition without fear. To be able to say to someone, you know what, I don't really know if I believe you're a millionaire. So, is there any way you can prove that to me? It's okay to ask for proof that someone is who they say they are, right? It's okay to ask for proof, like before you become comfortable with someone, or like getting a job and you're like, man, this job, if something in your life, let me break it down. Sorry, I'm rambling because I get nervous reading for new people because I really want to be on point. Something in your life, I think right now seems too good to be true, but you have to ask yourself, does it seem too good to be true because that's what it is, or because in the past I was in a similar situation and it turns out to be too good to be true? The way you're going to know is by checking in with your instinct and intuition. If something bothers you or strikes you as odd, speak it. You're allowed to ask people questions. If somebody gets offended by you asking them, like if they say, I work for a Fortune 500 company, I make $1 million a year. If you say, oh, which company do you work for? And they get upset, like, oh, you don't believe me, I got to prove myself to you. That's a red flag. Like, yeah, why is it such a big deal? Like, do you know what I mean? Deborah, don't be afraid to have those hard conversations. Mind over matter. Those who mind don't matter. Those who matter don't mind. If somebody's going to be angry with you just for asking them to clarify something or to prove something to you to put your mind at ease, then they don't matter. A leap of faith with a probable outcome. All right, Urso, let's use Halloween Oracle. Smoochie, are you still here? Oh, Divine Empathic. Better late than never. Better late than pregnant. You'll be next, honey, because then I've got Nut Slap last and the timestamps. How you doing? I saw your I was going to say I saw your pictures. Do you see that? I saw pictures today, and my friend, who was not you, in her pictures had someone that looked so much like you. I actually liked it and made a comment towards you about this photo. And then I looked and I'm like, oh my God, that's not her. Girl, I found your doppelganger. So I was just going to say to you, I saw your pictures. They were so cute, but no, they weren't yours. It was just someone who looked a lot like you. I don't know. I'm so weird. All right, Urso. Guys, don't forget, please check out my TikToks if you're on TikTok, my Instagrams. If you're on my Facebook, everything that posts on TikTok and Instagram is also posted directly to Facebook. Even liking the stuff and commenting on Facebook helps me out. If you don't have Instagram or TikTok to get to the original video. I know I post like 15 to 20 a day sometimes. Still, if you can go through and like them all, it makes a world of difference. It really does. All right, Urso, let's see what's up. Death, the eternal cycle begins here. Many pagans believe that death was the beginning of the cycle of life. When you think about it, most people consider the act of birth to be the beginning of the life cycle, We're born, we live, and we die, and depending on your beliefs, you may get to go around again. Instead, pagan cultures see death as the beginning of a whole new adventure, the place where your soul gets to choose where it incarnates, why and what it wants to experience. Then and only then does it get born into a body that lives and eventually dies before returning to ride in the new cycle. Okay, I didn't see them, but I will go and check. Halloween is a celebration of death as a part of life. As humans are conscious beings, we know about death, and many are afraid and uncomfortable about it. Halloween illuminates the universal truth that all of us will die, just as all of us were born. So to be fearful of that end process is fairly pointless. Halloween asks us to instead make friends with death, just as we seem friendly with birth, and to not allow our fears and grief to bring us unnecessary pain. Don't be afraid if you pull the death card, as it simply means that something is falling away or will do so you can begin strongly afresh. There is great power in this clearing. If you pull this card at Halloween particularly, which you did not, it says the message is stronger still, and you should actively celebrate this new beginning. So again, you're not dying. There's no death around you. I mean, I don't know if there is. That's not this kind of reading, but I would usually see it. What this is saying is there is a major change either happening. Good night, Mom. I love you. I'll talk to you this weekend. We got the last soccer game tomorrow, and I'll be getting his pictures, so I'll send you a copy. Whether it's happening now or whether it's about to come in the next week or two to a month, it's a major change, though, and I feel like it's scary, right? I love you, Aunt Teresa. Thank you. Yes, I finally did it. I'm excited. Now we're going to have to do a personal next, so let me know. Hit me up this weekend if you have time. All right. Take a breath, Gemma. There's plenty of air. Yeah, so Urso, I just want to give you the full message. I'm glad it's already resonating. Don't be afraid. When the universe does things, it does things for you. It never does anything to you. There's no punishment here. The only time you might feel punished is if you didn't follow your instinct and intuition and made a bad decision, whether knowingly or unknowingly. And usually it is knowingly deep down inside, even if we're not really conscious of it. So the universe makes you repeat that pattern or that cycle or whatever that painful thing was. This is actually a really exciting time for you in your life, in whatever area of your life this is in. This major change may come as a shock, a surprise, or it initially might make you want to be like, no. I can't lose my job. No, the universe is like, chill, right? Like, relax. Something so much bigger and so much better that you couldn't have ever even imagined is coming in. And there's no way when you look back 6 months from now, you're going to be like, holy crap, if that major change that I was so afraid of never happened and everything stayed as it was, I wouldn't be in this amazing spot or this amazing position or this amazing place or this amazing relationship now. So from this scary, death cycle in your life is going to come something so incredibly amazing and tremendous. You will not live to regret it. So when it gets scary, go with the flow and just tell yourself the universe never punishes, as long as you're in line with your instinct and intuition and making decisions that way. Miss Divine Empathic, we're going to use human spirits. Ursula, thanks so much for all of the support and for coming in and hanging out. Netter, me too. I'm just waiting for self-driving cars to become like an actual thing, like where everyone has them, and then I won't need a license. You're welcome. Commune with nature. I don't think I've ever pulled this card from this deck before. Card number 3 in the upright position. This is actually a beautifully creepy card. Divine, does a bear poop in the woods? Let's go on a hike and find out. Get off the phone and computer screens and take some time to connect with the natural world, aka nature. When we are constantly connected to our devices, we lose that primal connection to the natural order. Mother Nature has given us everything that we need, but as a society, we have turned to materialistic things and technology. When we get anxious or feel trapped, the first thing we say is, "Whew, I need some air." When our worlds become too much, we can find peace and solace in nature. Take time today to breathe in some fresh air, take in nature, and sit with your old friend, Mother Nature. Take your shoes off. Let the soles of your feet touch the earth. Your worries will sink into the soil, and at least for the moment, you can breathe a little easier. So you obviously know what this is: grounding, getting back to nature, connecting with even like the trees and the elements and the elementals. But I also see this as you just needing a timeout. You need to take a break from a situation because you're like all over the place. there's one, not in your life. In your life, you are aligned and wonderful and powerful and amazing. You're living your best life for the most part. But there's one situation where it's not so much that you're doing the wrong thing, it's that it's so much pressure or like so much anxiety. It's causing you like this, I can't even breathe, right? Like so negative. It's like every time you're having a good day, this thing pops up. Like then you got to think about this and you have to worry about this. And you know, especially when there's another person involved and you're like, I never know what this person's going to do or what they're going to say next, or if they're going to lie on me, or I just feel a tremendous amount of pressure. And this is the universe. It's very simple this week for you, girl. Take a rest. Turn your phone and computer off if at all possible. And just spend time as though those technologies don't exist. I feel like the universe, nature even, but the universe more is trying to tell you something. All right. And you're not going to hear it over the buzz of Wi-Fi. I don't know, you know, again, plain and simple and to the point, but a very strong message and very serious as well. Like, don't play games with this. Take a little time, at least one day this weekend or in the coming week by yourself. That's key too. Your spirit team, your main guide specifically, is trying to get a download to you that it's just not penetrating. And I'm seeing like these little, like it's showing me like the electronics are blocking it. You also could go for a realignment if you want to listen to some guided meditations, even if you do it while you sleep, just to get yourself realigned, refocused in the spirit. Okay. A lot to move. Yeah. It resonates already. That is wonderful. You know, take your team's advice on this one because you deserve it. You don't deserve to have all of this anxiety hanging on you because someone's an a-hole. All right, Nut Slap, it's all you. I am using Ancestor Spirit. Then I'm doing 2 timestamps, and I'm going to go take me a shower and do some yoga. Thank you, Miss Divine. It was nice seeing you. What do you mean, Aunt Edna? She was in a bed in the bedroom. I'll see you soon. I know it's June. I like to look at the moon and then I swoon and watch cartoons till noon. Ain't nothing new. I feel blue. I don't like to chew my food with my mouth open because it's rude. Hey, dude, who the F is you? You can get it too. Well, it's like you say nothing rhymes with orange, but like Eminem said, I ate orange porridge with George in storage. It's about like the syllables, not the word. You can rhyme anything. It doesn't sound like it rhymes now, but if you listen to it like as a rap, there's a way you can put it together. But simply, no. You'd have to do it by syllable. All right, Nut Slap. Oh, there he is. I was going to say, I hope you're still here. No, I just, you don't get it. You're not as talented as a rapper as I am. You don't understand us. I was rhyming O words after I hopped off the Ed words. Edna was in the bedroom, and then you rhyme from room. You don't, it's not like rat, cat, sat, bat, nat, mat, hat. It's by syllable. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Nuts up. You got spirit guides, insight, guidance, and purpose. Your spirit guides are calling you. They want to give you clear messages to help you onto your true path. You may not be able to go on a traditional vision quest, but you can embark on a spiritual journey. I beg to differ. You sent me a picture one time of a little helper that might actually help you go on an actual vision quest, if you know what I mean. Learn more about who your spirit guides are and explore ways of communicating with them. Make attempts to hear, feel, and see and sense your spirit guides if you're unsure of how to communicate with your purple guides, because I looked over here. All right, it's getting to be that time, guys. I'm getting tired. If you're unsure of how to communicate with your spirit guides, meditate and ask for a sign about who your guides are, or ask them for help. Ask for help from a spiritual friend or mentor. I can give you guided meditations if you want to listen to them while you sleep or while you're at work. It is the right time to connect with your spirit guides. You are ready now. Do not be afraid, because your spirit guides are already guiding and protecting you. Pay attention to any object you feel drawn to, like crystals, rocks, or feathers, which you can keep as a spiritual talisman. If you find a special item, keep it safe and use it in your spiritual practice. Okay. All right. So, Nutslap, I just feel like this is kind of... Oh my God, Aunt Edna did not just do that. Edna gonna tell you, if you lay a hand on my Melissa, and believe me, son, they'll never miss you. You got this. Oh, I wish you were on TikTok. Rounds of applause. Sorry, I had to stop for that. That was great. That's why we love you, Aunt Edna. You're our people, for sure. Nutslap, as I've been telling you for a very long time, a couple of few months, possibly a couple of few years at least, the universe is trying to get a message through to you, and I think it's just not working. Like, you're just blocked. I don't think it's that you're a non-believer. I just think it's that, like, you need to, like, maybe see it to believe it, or you're just like, oh, it doesn't affect me, so you're not really paying attention. I want to give you some guided meditations for you to listen to connect, because I feel like you're like at a crossroads, but you're like stuck, right? Either unwilling or unable to make a decision. And you need to connect. They need direct connection with you. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet and to the point for you, because it is pretty simple. Let me give you some meditations to listen to. Tiffany Robbins, I was just going to end, but since you're new here, would you like a reading? I will give you one before we end for the night. And welcome. Thank you for coming in. Don't listen to him, Tiffany. They're free. He just didn't realize they were free, because for a while they weren't, and he paid for one. All right, I got you. Let's see what we got here. Let's use Delanoate for our friend Tiffany. And again, welcome. Thanks for coming in and checking us out. I don't know where my handy dandy sidekick, Sir Ghost Dragon, went. He's too much. So Tiffany, what this will normally cover is, I try to do a week or two. You're so welcome. But if it doesn't resonate, keep it in the back of your head, and it could go as far as like a month in advance, but I try to keep it between 1 and 2 weeks so that it resonates quickly and you can see, what the messages are and how they're playing out in your life. Okay, so you got card number 10 on the Delanoate deck, and it is Jack and the Beanstalk. Let's just jump right in. I love that you came in and you're like, yeah, you weren't like, a lot of people are very skeptical, which is fine, and I totally understand that, but it's nice to have someone come in and just be like, you know what, let's go. I got you, girl. I exchanged the only cow my mother and I owned for a handful of magical beans. Mother was very angry and sent me to bed without dinner. Feeling quite ashamed, I threw the bloody beans through my window. Next morning, there was this huge beanstalk in my garden. I climbed it high into the sky and reached a strange land where I found a castle in which lived a mean and very rich giant. I managed to kill him and steal his golden treasure so that Mother and I could live happy and well from that day on. You have to be dauntless and you have to be intrepid. Maybe you've made some mistakes recently, but the past has to be the past. For now, you have to climb up the big beanstalk and discover some new land where you can meet luck, fame, and fortune. There will be giants to fight in the process for sure, but you're cunning enough to overcome them. So go, Jack, go. Okay, Miss Tiffany, this is pretty cut and dry for you. I feel as though there is either something you recently expressed the desire to do, or even maybe attempted to do, or something that's coming in, maybe something you're planning, or it'll come up. So however it resonates, I want you to take this, and I want you to take it very seriously. This is something that, for whatever reason, it could be a dream you're trying to make come true, or maybe you want to move from where you live or change your job. It's your decision about something in your life. I feel as though there's someone close to you who's going to try to manipulate you out of this, guilt you, shame you, talk you out of this completely. You have a toxic energy around you, whether you're aware of it or not. The universe is telling you, don't allow yourself to be held back anymore by what others think you should be doing or by what others say you should be thinking. If you allow someone else, a group of people, whatever the case may be, to stop you from even at least attempting whatever this is, you're really going to miss out. This is something that's charted for you. So whatever this opportunity is that you really want to accept, but it seems like one particular person or several people you're asking for advice, or maybe you're excited and you're talking to them about it, they're all like running their mouths. Like none of them seem to be happy. They're all telling you it's a bad idea. Guess what? It's not a bad idea. It was meant for you to do. That's why you feel it so deeply that you need to or want to do this, to at least attempt it. And maybe you have no expectation of outcome, and that's fine. Maybe it could just be something you want to do because it's fun, or because you think it'll benefit you in some small way or benefit your family. The fact of the matter is, if you allow yourself to be talked out of this, you'll never know and you will live to regret it. There's no real reason why anybody should be asking you or telling you not to do this or making you feel this way about doing it. It doesn't affect them, except they're trying to have control over you. And I think they know that it's going to work out in your best interests. Now, if you decide to do the right thing for you and your soul and your spirit and your ascension, going by your gut, your instinct, your intuition only, and you take a leap of faith, when you do succeed or even start to have a little bit of success or happiness or whatever it is, I don't know if it's financial or just, there's something here that you want to change so badly. You're seeing an opportunity, you're about to see an opportunity to do so. And it's like these people are trying to hold you back and they're supposed to care about you. I think you already know deep down, at least one person doesn't. They're just very toxic. It's just you don't know how to get rid of them, or there's a trauma bond. That's way more than one card. They're going to come crawling back being like, oh, I always knew you could do it. I told you to do. They're going to try to benefit from your success in whatever this is, even if it's, just spiritual, when they didn't support you at all from the very beginning. So don't let anyone tell you you can't or shouldn't do something that you feel you want or need to do. Okay? And this is really important for you for the next, at the very least, week or two, going through to a month. There's a good chance you could be talked out of this because of a trauma bond or because of some kind of control that this toxic person has over you. And the universe is like, please don't let that happen. If you feel it's right for you, do it. Because you are going to live to regret it. If you don't, it's just going to keep you stuck. Dr. J-Man, what is up? Hey, Gemma, hope you're doing well, my friend. I stopped in to say hello. Well, hello to you, sir. It's good to see you. I miss you every month when I go there now. I'm like, man, there's like almost no one to hang out with except Deirdre anymore. Do you want a reading before I end? Dr. J-Man here. As I've told you guys before, I credit him to helping save my life and help me learn to live and survive outside of addiction. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy. And it's good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Tiffany, good luck. And remember, sometimes it's hard to stand up for yourself and to say, you know what, you don't make that decision for me. But regardless of what you feel the consequences might be, it's not going to be anything near to how you're going to feel 6 months or a year from now when you look back and think, man, I should have done that, because you're going to regret it. Because this person could be like, well, if you do that, say it's a romantic partner, I'm going to leave you. And you stay for them, they're not going to be around then. Or they're going to be, cheating or lying or being toxic because that's who they are. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you came in tonight. I think you really, really needed to hear that. Oh, my hair keeps getting stuck on my earrings. That's why I don't wear long earrings anymore. All right, I'm going to do timestamps. Dr. J-Man, if you're still here and you want a reading, let me know, though, because I'm about to end. I have no issue giving you one. I would love to read for you, but let me know, because I have 2 timestamps to do. which I'm going to start right now. All right, for Miss KC, I'm going to do Magic of You. Guys, please don't forget to like, and if you're able to, leave at least 7 characters in the comments. So 7 words, 7 emojis. When you leave at least 7 items in the comments, it kind of pushes me out into the algorithm a little more, you know, obviously depending on how many people do it. But at the very least, please like. It means so much to me. Yes, Blue Crossroads, that's kind of the point. Yeah, absolutely. They wouldn't do that to you if they actually cared for you. You know, not having any support, especially from people that are supposed to love you, and you're trying to like make your dreams come true, and you have like these milestones, you're happy and excited, and the person you love most, you look over and they're like, so, you know what I'm saying? Only seek validation from yourself. All right, Miss Casey, let's see what's going on. Paradisiacal, card number 24. You belong to paradise. Trust your innate goddess and expect the best, that what is attracted to you in this time of your being. It's time to relax and enjoy your own blossoming. Self-love is a popular term and always worth exploring deeply. Unconditional self-love is even more gratifying to explore. Paradisiacal can appear as a sign of upcoming improvements in comfort and life, reflecting ease and joy, and even freedom from pain. Positive gifts are assembling around you and will bring you great happiness. Okay, before I go to Casey's reading it, Anna, you brought up a great point. It was something I wanted to talk about. So you're like the 14th person, at least, I wrote everyone down, who said they cannot comment on my shorts. I went and looked at all my settings. I went and looked on like Google as to why that might be, like for just a couple, you know, 2 handfuls of people. And then I looked in the creator like handbook or whatever we have to see if there's a reason. I got nothing. All my settings are, Batmom was helping me and everything. We were trying to figure it out. So what I did was I reached out to YouTube. Now, because I'm a tiny creator and they don't make a lot of money off me, it's going to take them a while to get back to me, but I am actively working on that. I've said before, I'm going to work on it. But I didn't. I just kept forgetting, kept slipping my mind. But this past week, ever since I put out that video ranting about people not commenting, not supporting me, 14 people, and it might even be 15, have said, I try, but I can't. And I checked my settings. It's like I went down the list. I tried, and I'm very angry about it actually, because it's messing with obviously like my ability to grow. And I feel like I'm being shadow banned. But it's not just you, it's Batmom, it's Tennille, several other of like our main people in here who want to support me, they just can't. So I'm waiting to hear back from YouTube. I'm going to give them 1 week, which I contacted them Tuesday or Wednesday. And if they don't get back to me, I'm going to just keep emailing them until they do. And exactly, if I only know of 14 or 15 people, it's probably been hundreds, like who knows? And I feel like they might be like shadow banning me. Like they don't want what I have to say, but that's weird that they do it on the shorts, because my shorts are me rapping or like being silly. Aside from the 1-card oracles, I don't do anything spiritual in the shorts, which I'm going to change very soon. I have like a list of things I want to try. But for now, it's like, why would they do that? No, all of mine do. I see comments, but people just can't. What's up, Nicole? All right. So Miss KC, we've been talking about this for quite a while. All right. We've been talking about you relaxing, becoming more comfortable in your independence, and being able to make your own decisions without people, you know, kind of telling you what you should be doing, what you could be doing, what you shouldn't do. And I feel like you've really had to stand on your, you know, on business, on your own 2 feet and in your power on several of these things that you've been putting your time, effort, energy, and money into in the past few months. What's up, John? Guys, I'm sorry. I'm shutting down at 10. So this and Lotus Girl I have, but hang out for a minute. So Casey, it's like, this is finally you maybe being able to reap some of the benefits of all of that effort, energy, whatever you put into a situation people were reluctant to allow you to, right? Like I just hear people yelling like, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Why would you do that? Like, where did this come from? You shouldn't do. And you being like, look, I'm a grown woman. This is like the kind of conversations that I'm hearing. It's not coming from a hateful thing. It's not a toxic thing. It's a thing of people were concerned and worried about you, like because of the loss of your husband, and like, you know, maybe you're not making the right decision, or maybe you're being manipulated or taken advantage of in some way. And you just, I've been telling you all along what Spirit's been saying, and you've been going with the flow, and you've been following what I've been saying. Not because I've been saying it, but because it's your instinct and intuition to do so, because it's what you're supposed to be doing. And it's like, finally, you've got something coming in that's going to be able to show for it, even just a little bit. Not that you have anything to prove, but because these objections were coming from people who you care about and who you know care about you, it's going to be nice to turn around and say, see, you know, this is what I've gained from that. And I told you I was, you know, to kind of be able to prove yourself, to calm them down a little bit in their spirit, and also to get them off your back. Keep doing what you're doing. It's working. You know, I don't see you being manipulated or trampled on or taken advantage of or anything like that. I see you just finally taking chances and living your life as though you're the only one you have to worry about in certain areas, because now you are. And as you said to me, you have to learn to live an entirely different way since right around Halloween time. And that's not an easy thing. So you're doing your own thing, and that is allowed. And this is just the universe backing you up. All right, our second timestamp, last reading of the night, because I've been going for 3 hours. I'm losing my voice. John Darwin, thank you for coming in. I see that you're new. Please join us next week. We start at 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you come in just a little earlier, I'll be able to read for you. Nicole, you too. I'm so sorry to have to turn you guys away, but I'm doing readings for free again, and I've done quite a bit tonight, like at least 30. My throat hurts, and I'm just energetically drained. Yeah, Blue, I was thinking the same thing. He said, Anna, that figures that you can't, but seems like every inappropriate comment or innuendo always shows up. It's so true. I don't even have it where I have people being flagged. I have to go in and see it and get rid of it, or have Steven or Blue or somebody tell me like, hey, what's going on with your comments? Because I don't want people to be stopped from, you know, because YouTube's so ridiculous. Nicole, you're so sweet. It's good to see you, though. I think it's been a little while. I wasn't here last week. John, yeah, try. And I always announce it on all my socials. So if you're on any of those, you will definitely be reminded. All right. Last reading, Miss Lotus Girl. Timestamp, full moon in Cancer. Fear and neediness may now be at play. Fear is debilitating, while neediness isn't usually very attractive. Acting out of fear is a risky response. So if you dwell on your insecurities, what you'll manifest is an extension of those insecurities. The reason why we should face our fears is that in doing so, they often simply dissolve. If we don't face them, they can influence us to act in ways we otherwise wouldn't, which means we can end up manifesting the very thing we were hoping to avoid. To see off the fear that's in you, face it right now. Find a balance between Cancer's oversensitivity and Capricorn's coolness. Facing your fears and working out where they came from will point you in the right direction and get you into the right mindset. Your manifestation affirmation: I completely love and accept myself as I am. So Tennille, yeah, this has been a running theme tonight with like a scary change coming in, and somebody... a scary change is coming in, and you know what you need to do or what you're supposed to do or what you want to do, and somebody coming in and questioning that. And I also feel like there's a situation, I think we talked about this today with your personal, that you give to until you're drained. You're pouring from an empty cup. You're like smoke at this point. And you find out this person didn't need you as much as they made out for like years or a really long time. And it's like, even though you know this now, you still are afraid to let go of the situation, to relinquish control and let this person or this people or this situation work out on its own. And the universe is saying, the longer you keep pouring from an empty cup and giving to something or someone that is giving nothing back, no energetic reciprocity at the very least, you're going to be drained, and you're going to end up in the hospital, and you're going to end up all unaligned, and who knows the physical symptoms that'll come from that. Physical disease comes from spiritual dis-ease, and that's a fact. You have to relinquish control. You have to say, for example, you know what? You're an adult. I will help you, but you've got to do what you need to do too. Or, you know what? I'm sorry that you gambled all your money away, but I cannot lend you $10,000. Like, you have to put your foot down on these things and stand firm in your power on them. Everybody, thank you so much. Please join me at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday morning, right here on this channel on YouTube, where I have a pre-recorded video coming out, and we're talking about terrifying things people picked up while using sleep apps. Next week, we're going to be talking about 2 vampire brothers that lived in the French Quarter in New Orleans in the 1930s. But for now, I'm Gemma Jade. I am going to have a fantastic weekend with my family. Do some TikToks and some shorts. Keep being awesome. Keep shining your light. Don't let anyone dim you. You are amazing. You are awesome. And I believe in you. I got your back. Like I always say, remember to be kind, but don't allow yourself to be walked over either. Good night, guys.